Wayne Brooksby now takes advantage of a slip from Pete. Brooksby towards the edge of the area, cuts in field, takes a shot from distance. Wayne Brooksby with the left boot hits the bottom right-hand corner, and the former Ferriby man comes back to haunt the side that he once played for.
Well, good evening and welcome here to Nethermore for this fine, late summer's evening and a West Yorkshire derby to boot. It's Guiseley AFC versus FC Halifax. And while it's a new division, it's familiar foes for the Lions this evening, and we'll look forward to renewing rivalries, but for the first time in the top flight of non-league football, as we face Halifax here for the first time ever in a National League game. Guiseley, after that tremendous 4-4 draw at home to Woking, have also got a foe tonight who have been struggling. Halifax picking up a draw against lowly Kidderminster, and have yet to find their feet this season. But it's a crucial game tonight for both sides. We're bringing you full match commentary with Colin Robertson and Chris Bell.
Brooksby now on the edge of the 18-yard box, comes charging in, plays the ball across the face of goal. Into the back of the net, and it's Adam Morris who has scored Guiseley's third. The Lions are in dreamland this evening.
Yes, good evening and welcome here to Guiseley AFC Radio. Tonight is the big one again. It's another big occasion here at Nethermore, and one of those fixtures that you look for when the fixtures are announced in July. When do we play local rivals Halifax? We've sort of thought it might be over Christmas, especially given the fact that you tend to go back-to-back with your nearest and, I was going to say dearest, I'm not quite so sure about that, when you face the Christmas period. But of course we're paired up with Grimsby this year for that, and so that means that this West Yorkshire derby is brought forward to the early stages of the season. We play here tonight at Nethermore, and then we go back to Halifax in December. Two sides that have been struggling a little bit at the beginning of this season, particularly Halifax, who find themselves in the relegation spaces. Not a place they've been well used to after succeeding so well in the first seasons they had. Of course, the last competitive game the Lions faced against FC Halifax here at Nethermore was that infamous playoff semi-final defeat, which ultimately led to Halifax getting to the final, beating Brackley and taking up their place in this division. Colin Robertson and Chris Bell bringing you this one. Chris, good evening. This is always a very hotly anticipated game, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, these derbies are what you come to football for, really, over the course of the season, to see the games against your, how do you put it, nearest and dearest, the biggest rivals, I think, let's be fair, is the best way of putting it. And it's something for the fans, isn't it? You know, I'm going to use the word banter. There's been plenty of that, I think, on the forums in the build-up especially, and there always has been. These are going to be great games. And first time, of course, we've got segregation, so there'll be a lot of noise, I expect, from the travelling shaman. But no, it's certainly hopefully going to be set up to be an excellent night and a good game of football at the very least.
Yeah, it's a shame about the segregation in a way. It's not something we're kind of really used to, apart from that playoff semi-final. But on police advice, of course, you have to follow the advice. And so as a consequence, they are segregated away. The shaman away to our left. The rest of this ground is reserved for Guiseley fans. Hoping for a good crowd tonight too. And hoping for certainly entertainment that equals last Saturday's game, that Woking game. What an amazing afternoon's football that was.
If it's half as good as Saturday's, then we'll be in for a treat, quite frankly, because Saturday's was something else, wasn't it? It was an absolutely remarkable game of football. You know, to fall behind as early as we did and to go two behind, and then to come back and then throw it away again at half-time still trailing. It just had everything, and then the manner in which we got the equaliser. You know, we were all scratching his heads up here in the press box at the 8 minutes of added time, and in the 6th minute it came, and it was just absolutely remarkable. It's fair to say that both me and probably you were quite hoarse, I think, on Saturday evening with our throats after what was an astounding finish to that game.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? It was something special that afternoon. Hopefully we'll get something special, and hopefully something special will lead to us getting the 3 points. Plenty of rivalries in these two sides. Teams, players who've played for both clubs. Plenty on the Guiseley side tonight, of course. We have a manager in Mark Bauer who's played for both teams, and now obviously our manager, but also Ryan Toulson, who had a spell at Halifax up in the National. I spoke to him after the game with Woking on Saturday, and here's what he had to say. Joined now by Ryan Toulson after the 4-4 draw at home to Woking. Right, a heck of an afternoon, a frenetic game of football at 2-0 down. You must have thought this is going to be a very big uphill task.
Yeah, definitely. When you go 2-0 down that quick, you look and, like you say, you think it's going to be a long afternoon. But we had to regroup and we had to dig in. And we got ourselves together and we went down the other end. We didn't particularly play well, but we got back in the game and got the 2 goals that we needed. But we need to be stronger. We know that we need to tighten up a few things and we need to stop conceding silly little goals. Because we'll create chances, as we've shown today. They're 3rd in the league and we've scored 4 goals against them. And we've matched them when we have played and when we've got tighter up the pitch and got tight to them. So we're not far off. We show that we can create chances, but we just need to tighten a few things up.
Good performance from you, particularly getting forward down the right-hand side, but also notably being called in a lot more as the long throw specialist.
Yeah, it's just an asset. Obviously, it goes out wide, and it's just another ball in the box, really. Get bodies round it, and you never know. And like it's shown today in the added time on. And to be fair, I thought we could have had a couple more from the throw-ins. To be fair, if we squeeze in and we get the second balls, it's another ball in the box.
Yeah, each one into the box in those last few moments as we were looking for the equaliser. We were just hoping for it to be pushed over the line. Did you always believe you're going to get the equaliser?
Yeah, we've got a good team spirit. To be fair, we've shown today we're never going to die. We'll always come back, and we're not going to let teams roll over. We're not going to roll over. And we were always pushing and knocking on the door, and like the last 10, we were always putting the pressure on. You get balls in the box, and we could have won it. Even the last kick of the game, we could have won it, and we've shown again we created another chance. Got to be a bit more clinical when we get our chances, and then we tighten up at the other end, and we'll be all right.
An equaliser late on the game might feel a bit more like a victory and something to take into Tuesday night's game. Of course, a big one against your old club, Halifax. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, definitely. It's obviously a point's better than a loss, but we're still a little bit dejected. We thought we could have got maybe obviously the winner and got 3 points, and that's what we need in the next game. We've got to dust ourselves down again, make sure we prepare right, and local derby on Tuesday night. It won't be easy. Know what obviously Neil's like, and he'll be bringing his team here to win, and that's a be all and end all. It'll be a tough game, so we've got to.
Well, that was Ryan Toulson there speaking to me on Saturday after the incredible 4-4 draw at home here to Woking. Ryan Toulson, of course, looking forward to this game and starts this evening as ever at right back. Just time to give you the 2 lineups here for Guiseley. Stephen Drench, Ryan Toulson, Ben Parker. Danny Lowe makes a return after sustaining a injury. Jake Lawler, Danny Boschel, Tom Craddock, Will Hatfield, Liam Dickinson, Zach Thompson and Rob Atkinson. For Halifax, Matt Glennon, the captain, James Bolton, Scott McManus, Kingsley James, Jordan Burrow, Matty Brown, Kevin Roberts, Jake Hibbs, Julian Banton, David Brooks and CJ Hamilton. Just talk through that lineup. Obviously less familiar with Halifax nowadays than days of Vanarama National North, or Conference North as it was known then. They've had a wretched start. Who in this lineup are we looking out for, and the danger men, and what should we expect this evening?
It's a vastly different Halifax side to one that I've seen before, to be honest. I think they've had a lot of changes over the summer, and that's possibly what's taking its toll in the way they've started the season. Having spoken to some of the colleagues from the Halifax media side, though, we expect they will go for effectively a 5-3-2, 5 across the back, Glennon in goal, 3 centre halves in James Bolton, Matty Brown and Julian Banton, Scott McManus at left back, although we know is one of the players we have seen many times before playing this Halifax side. He loves to get forward and he's great at doing so. Kevin Roberts at right back, a flat midfield midfield 4 of Jake Hibbs, David Brooks, CJ Hamilton and Kingsley James, and then just the one up top, so it's a 5-4-1 /3-5. I'm losing count here. 3-6-1, I think.
You're just plucking numbers out of the air.
If this is the lottery numbers, we'll be doing all right.
3-6-1. It's not Strictly Come Dancing.
Don't make me laugh. I've lost my train of thought now. Either way, Jordan Burrow for me is the man that we need to watch out for. The number 9. He was at Lincoln last season. He's excellent in the air. He's got decent pace about him. He struggled a bit towards the last end of last season, though, for Lincoln. He started out all right. He's got chipped in with 3 or 4, I think, for the season so far. So he is something that we'll need to watch out for.
Well, we have a strong lineup once again, and the man who scored the goal was the unexpected midfielder Jake Lawler, who's having a superb start to this season, hasn't he? He's been in great form. He spoke to me. Didn't he speak to you actually, Chris, on Saturday, or indeed to Nick, I believe?
He spoke to somebody.
We know he spoke to someone on Saturday after that game, talking about his equalising goal.
I'm with Jake Lawler after the 4-4 draw between Guiseley and Woking. What did you make of the game, Jake?
I think we've played a lot better all season, but we showed good character at the end and scored 2 late goals, and we'd take the point really. I think after our pool that we've played, but there's more to come, and hopefully we'll get 3 points on Tuesday.
And for you, it's a special goal at the end there, in the 8 minutes of added time.
Yeah, well, don't think I could really miss, could I, to be honest? But yeah, good feeling to get the winner. Equalise. It felt like a winner at the time, but yeah, good feeling.
How important do you think it's going to be to tighten up those defensive frailties ahead of the Halifax game?
I think it's just putting in a sort of a team performance when we've sort of played well up front and we've conceded goals, and when we've been good at the back and kept a clean sheet, we haven't looked like scoring. So it's just sort of that whole sort of team performance. I think it'll come. Just got to keep sticking at it.
And how do you think the season's gone so far for us?
Well, everyone's been writing us off all year, and I think we've played really well. I don't think the results that we've had so far have we've deserved to get more out of the points that we've got.
Thanks, Jake.
So that was Nick Sharp there, talking to...
After we worked it out.
Talk to Jake Lawler. Sorry, Nick. He sat in front of us, busy preparing himself for Twitter for this evening, and making sure he's getting everything correctly lined up for this evening's game, and we don't even correctly name check him for his interview. It's all gone a bit partridge here, but in terms of the trying to recover some semblance of sense actually for this evening. In terms of tonight's match, it's quite. It goes without saying, it's quite important. I mean, we sort of tweeted earlier on a bit of a joke saying it's a bit of a 6-pointer, but it kind of feels a bit like that, given the 2 starts of the respective sides.
Yeah, absolutely. I know for Halifax's perspective, especially the way they've started, they saw Saturday against Kidderminster as a 6-pointer, and for them they just took a point out of it rather than 3. And it adds the importance perhaps on this derby from Halifax's perspective, especially the way they've started. For us, we had a good start, didn't we? But it's the form after the start that's let us down. We haven't won in 6, is it now, I think we're at? Or 5 or 6 games. So, if ever there was a time for Guiseley to look to pick up 3 points and to improve the home form that we've struggled with in recent games, it's tonight against the arch enemy, FC Halifax Town.
Yeah, and I was looking at this as well in terms of the league table. I think of the games we've played, the 9 games we've played, we've only played 2 against the top half of the table as yet. The other 7 have been against teams in the bottom half of the table. So this game feels to me like a really important one to win. Yeah,
that doesn't paint a great picture, does it? That we've only played 2 of the sides that are going to be well above us at the end of the season. We've struggled to take points off the sides that are going to be there or thereabouts around us. So it adds to the importance of tonight's game. There's players in both sides that can score goals, especially for me in Guiseley's lineup though. Tom Craddock off the mark. That I spoke to him after the game and he was absolutely delighted. You couldn't have seen a man with a bigger grin that afternoon, because it as it was mentioned on the BT highlights show, he hadn't scored in 2 years. His last goal was for Portsmouth in League One. So, it was a massive, massive moment for Tom Craddock, and he was absolutely delighted. It was the proverbial monkey off his back, and hopefully he can relax a bit now. He's off the mark, and hopefully we'll see him get another one, maybe a couple tonight.
Yeah, and he starts tonight as well. That's been a difference from the past couple of games. Mark's obviously changed things around. Adam Boys drops to the bench, and Tom Craddock makes the start. He and Liam Dickinson, I presume, will be looking to make that combination.
Yeah, exactly. It's the 4-4-2 that, if you think back to Saturday we switched to a 4-4-2 at 2-0 down, and it worked. It worked well. It got us back into the game. At that occasion, we were able to push Boys up front. Boys, for me, has looked a little bit... He just doesn't look like Adam Boys, I don't think. He hasn't been the goal threat that we know he can be. So for me, giving credit at that start, Dickinson has been outstanding since coming in. It's hopefully a great pairing with Dickinson's target man-like qualities and Craddock's ability to get around the pitch.
Well, yeah, it's important to get those combinations, isn't it, working. And on paper, Tom Craddock, Liam Dickinson, and Adam Boys, that's a three strikers that should be the envy of many a team in this division, and you just sense that once they start clicking, the goals are going to come. And I think Mark Bowers said that as well in his post-match interviews. He sensed that there's something just in the offing really with those three strikers.
It's just taking a bit of time, isn't it? I'm sure it will come when the goals start to flow. Then we'll look a lot more confident side. Winning breeds confidence. To win, you need to get goals, and hopefully, as I say, with the strike force that we have, and if people can stay fit, importantly to Liam Dickinson and to Tom Craddock is staying fit, if they do and they get goals, we could be looking for a much improved season as we go on.
Well, of course, defensively, it's not been so hot on last Saturday. Generally, we've been pretty good, haven't we? Well, I say pretty good. We've been pretty poor at home, but just not so great. We've been pretty good away, rather. Not so great here, had we? Once we'd gone a goal behind, it got a little bit expansive and chased the game. And that actually worked to our favour, didn't it, on Saturday? For the first time, we chased the game and we got the reward, but we still got caught out behind.
Yep, absolutely. We can look solid and comfortable and get caught on the counter, and then we can be chasing and all of a sudden back into it.
So welcome to Nethermore for this West Yorkshire derby, the first meeting of Guiseley AFC and FC Halifax in the top flight of English non-league football here in the Vanarama National. The Lions go into this game after a remarkable 4-4 draw against Woking. Halifax had a very stuttering start to the season and are looking to kick-start their season this evening, and no better way for them would be than to get a great victory against their local rivals. So the two teams, well, let's look at the Lions first of all. They have Stephen Drench in goal, Ryan Toulson, Ben Parker captain, Danny Lowe, Jake Lawler, Danny Boschel, Tom Craddock, Will Hatfield, Liam Dickinson, Zach Thompson and Rob Atkinson. On the bench tonight, Adam Lockwood, Wayne Brooksby, Adam Boys, Dan Atkinson and Nicky Boschel. For Halifax, it's Matt Glennon, the captain in goal, James Bolton, Scott McManus, Kingsley James, Jordan Burrow, Matty Brown, Kevin Roberts, Jake Hibbs, Julian Banton, David Brooks, CJ Hamilton. On the bench, Jordan Porter, Hamza Ben-Sharif, Josh McDonald, Danny Ratchie and Connor Hughes. The referee today is Ian Hussin, and his assistants are Alan Bennett and Ian Gittins. So we're about to get underway. Guiseley will be playing with white shirts, navy blue shorts and socks. Halifax in blue shirts, white shorts and white socks. So traditional home colours for these two sides tonight. And a good following from Halifax away to our left. Game has been chosen to be segregated on the advice of local police, and Guiseley also filling our allocation too in the stands and the terracing beyond. Next time these two sides will meet here, this ground will look vastly different.
Yeah, absolutely. With all the plans in place for the groundworks, it is an exciting time to be a Guiseley fan.
Referee just going through the coin toss and about to invite the two captains over. Great evening, isn't it, for perfect conditions for a game. Clear skies, just a gentle breeze, cool conditions. It really, all told, it should be gearing up for being a great evening football.
Yeah, absolutely. We always want these games to be highly competitive, a little bit feisty, dare I say, without picking up stupid bookings or sendings off. You want that little bit of fight, that little bit of passion coming out, and hopefully we'll get that. One thing I had to say is, in some respects, it's a good thing for segregation tonight, in that we can see the numbers that have travelled across from Halifax, and they have come across in their numbers.
Yeah, they certainly have. And Guiseley also in a good number tonight, so we expect a good crowd this evening. Two sides just about ready to get underway. Referee has done the coin toss. Guiseley will kick off, shooting from right to left towards the railway end of the ground. Referee just going through his final checks. Looks at his watch. Blows the whistle. And away we go. Ball with Ben Parker at left back. Immediately sends it to the headbanded Danny Lowe. Plays it into Jake Lawler, still in their own half. Guiseley thread the ball towards Hatfield. Dickinson chases down and Halifax get their first touch of the ball. Up towards Burrow. Jordan Burrow can't win the header. And it's sent all the way back into the hands of Matt Glennon by Guiseley with a hurried clearance.
I think it may say a lot to Halifax's start of the season that if you look at the squad numbers of the bottom three players on our list, 37, 38 and 39, so players that you get the impression certainly weren't here at the start of the season.
Jake Lawler pokes the ball forward, but a robust challenge comes in from Jake Hibbs on the halfway line to win the ball back for Halifax. Lawler tidies up and sends the ball back to Stephen Drench, whose clearance isn't so good. In fact, it's almost lands itself in the press box area. It just lands a few rows short.
Yeah, that would have taken us off air pretty quickly, and not for the usual reasons.
Yeah. Not necessarily a bad thing. Kevin Roberts now with the ball for Halifax with a throw midway through the Guiseley half on the right-hand side. Sends it down that right flank, flicked on by Burrow. Tackled well here by Danny Lowe. Former Halifax man sends it back to Drench, whose clearance is flicked on by Hatfield and picked up now by Zach Thompson. Good ball from the right to the right from Jake Lawler. Toulson, he comes over the halfway line in towards Zach Thompson. Thompson's ball in the direction of Dickinson is intercepted and knocked out for a Guiseley throw on that right-hand side. Banton there with the interception. Guiseley just waiting to launch this one back in. And Toulson will use his long throw. It's flicked up in the air by the defender and claimed by goalkeeper Matt Glennon. And held quite comfortably in the end. But again, the danger of Ryan Toulson, we were talking about that earlier on. His long throw is certainly a different dynamic. We weren't really using that last season, but this season we have much more frequently used the...
Yeah, it's an extra weapon, to be fair, isn't it? You know, the ability to get a long throw is key in lots of times
Hamilton
nowadays.
makes a run, goes in towards the edge of the area. Sorry, Chris goes down to the byline, gets the ball across towards Brooks. Can't take the ball down cleanly, and Guiseley clear, but that was a very incisive run there from Hamilton. They've still got the ball back into the area from Roberts, headed in towards the goal, over the top and behind for a goal kick. Halifax with the most incisive move in this opening period.
Yeah, it was a threatening run from CJ Hamilton, wasn't it, over on that left-hand side. He did well to pull the ball across, but Brooks just completely missed his kick.
The early stages of this game. And with 3 minutes gone, Guiseley and Halifax locked at 0-0. The ball taken by Stephen Drench. Flicked up in the air, nodded on by Danny Boschel, down to Hatfield. Hatfield gives the ball to Jake Lawler. Danny Boschel takes over, gives it to Ben Parker, over the halfway line now. Parker looks ahead, and then opts to go back to Danny Lowe. Frustration among the home crowd. They wanted to attack, and in the end, the ball from Danny Lowe cross field is intercepted, and Halifax get the ball into the area. They've got a chance to get the ball away, and a shot comes in from CJ Hamilton. It's blocked well by Danny Lowe in the end, but Guiseley almost the masters of their own downfall when Danny Lowe's cross-field ball out towards Ryan Toulson was intercepted, and the Lions ran a very dangerous line there.
Yeah, very much so. It was an excellent run forward from Scott McManus, intercepted that well. A good cross as well into the box, but a great block from Ryan Toulson.
Corner will come in from this right-hand side. It's floated into the 6-yard box, headed away by Dickinson, helped away by Hatfield. Played out to the right flank now, so Halifax have a chance to return the ball in the box with Brooks, but good work from Liam Dickinson. Takes the ball off Brooks, plays the ball into Craddock, and he's bundled over. Gets the free kick, takes it quickly. Gives it to Danny Boschel. Boschel, the assistant manager, plays it out to Zach Thompson, just over the halfway line on the right-hand side. Ball into Toulson. Thompson closed down and out for a Guiseley throw. Taken short here to Jake Lawler, who sprays the ball towards the left-hand flank, but this time not with the right direction. And it's intercepted by Jake Hibbs, now picked up by Burrow. Burrow's got Roberts on the right-hand side of him. Opts to go infield to Kingsley James. Now out to Roberts. Roberts on the right flank, up against Ben Parker. Gets past him. Takes the ball back and now on the edge of the area. Plays the ball back here to Jake Hibbs. Patient build-up. Hibbs plays the ball into the area and then it's a wasteful ball in the end. And Stephen Drench claims and plays it out straight to Tom Craddock. Good ball from Drench. Finds Craddock, has a bit of a run. He's clipped. It's a free kick. And the referee will have a word.
Yeah,
as Craddock tries to take it quickly. Sorry.
No, he tried to stay on his feet there, I think, Craddock. If he could have done, he would have done. But in the end, he just kept stumbling and stumbling. It was just a matter of time before he went down. The free kick was given.
It's a free kick to Guiseley. Now, this is about midway through the Halifax half. It's to the left, right-hand side of the penalty areas. We're attacking the goal. And it will be some distance from goal. Zach Thompson will take, and Guiseley have about 4 or 5 lining up on the edge of the 18-yard box to deal with a cross. Thompson whips this one in towards the edge of the 6-yard box, helped away, and then eventually the clearance is completed by Brooks and up towards Hamilton. Good work, though, from Ben Parker to take it away from Hamilton and back to Stephen Drench, who in turn launches the ball into the Halifax half. Picked up now by Ryan Toulson. Now on the floor, he plays it into Liam Dickinson. Hatfield on the right-hand side. Lays it back here to Zach Thompson. And now Jake Lawler on the halfway line as Halifax regain their shape and prevent the Lions from progressing. Toulson back here to Parker, who sends it long up towards Tom Craddock. Craddock chests it down well, turns, looks to the right-hand side, threads the ball out towards Toulson now, who can cross the ball into the box, looking for Hatfield. Hatfield flicks the ball up in the air with his head. He was stooping to try and get on the end of it and create the angle of a header to go towards goal, but in the end it's gone over the top of the bar and behind for a Halifax goal kick.
Yeah, he was always going to struggle to get just the angle that he wanted on that, so he ended up stooping, and that makes it more difficult. It wasn't too far, really, from forcing a tip over, but just drops behind the crossbar.
Couple of North goals. Harrogate 0, North Ferriby 1, and Brackley 1, Lowestoft 0. Goal kicks taken, headed away by Rob Atkinson, and sent long by Ryan Toulson, but that is comfortable. Matty Brown just watches that one go back to the goalkeeper. Takes it off his feet, and Brown then plays the ball out to the left flank. It's well won, actually, on that left-hand side. And now McManus runs infield before being dispossessed by Hatfield. The ball into the feet of Zach Thompson. Up here to Craddock. Craddock plays a lovely 1-2. Finds Thompson. Thompson's got Craddock still on the overlap with the run. Plays the ball in towards Craddock. Well watched there by James Bolton, who intercepted the ball and then plays it up to David Brooks on the halfway line as Halifax look to counter-riposte with the attack moving down the left-hand side, and CJ Hamilton running at this Guiseley defence, takes a shot, slices the ball into the top right-hand corner. A super shot there from CJ Hamilton. He turned his man and drilled the ball in with a thunderbolt of an effort with his left foot. And Guiseley find themselves once again at home, a goal behind early doors.
Well, it was a cracking strike from CJ Hamilton, did very well, cut inside, and in the end just thought, you know what, I'm going to have a go, and that's exactly what he's done. Steve Drench could get no more than fingertips on it and help it go into the back of the net. But it's not a great start for Guiseley at all. Trailing by a goal to 0 already.
Oh. Well, wasn't what I wanted.
Kind of feel like normal service is almost resumed.
It feels like it. Well, there's probably another 8 goals in this now, isn't there?
Yeah, we're going to win 5-4. It's fine.
Well, Guiseley once again find themselves in the familiar position of being a goal behind at home, and now need to show some more of that character that they showed on Saturday. Parker sends the ball down towards Dickinson. Dickinson chips it back infield towards Hatfield, but the ball's already out, and it's going to be a throw. Mind you, that man Hamilton, isn't he? He is a live wire. Already he's having superb impact on the game down that left-hand side. Great touch, great turn of pace.
Yeah, he's showing a lot of skill, very similar to that of Bruno Andrade on Saturday for Woking. That kind of live wire, bit of a spark about him.
Danny Lowe Centre at left back now, just plays the ball out for a moment. Back in centre half now. Wins a free kick anyway.
That was a bit pointless from Hamilton, though. Those guys who were waiting, getting set up to take the free kick, he's just kicked it away.
Ball cleared by Atkinson, upfield towards Dickinson. Dickinson chest down, plays a overhit pass, which is defended and cleared by Banton, then up towards the front line where Burrow can't control. But Geyser gets a last touch on it, so it's out for a Halifax throw midway through the Lions half. Shaman buoyant after going a goal up after just 9 minutes. Leading here at Nethermore, thanks to CJ Hamilton's superb goal.
Yeah, we've hung on a minute longer than we did on Saturday.
Now the ball down the left-hand side with Hamilton again into the penalty area. Guys, he can't deal with him. He's tackled, the ball goes behind. A big shout for penalty, but no, only from the away fans to our left. And referee points to the corner, but guys again have some defending to do here.
Yeah, it was CJ Hamilton once again looking very, very tricky.
Corner to come in from this left-hand side. Shaman with 4 or 5 blue shirts in that penalty area. It goes up in the air. It's headed out and wide, I think, by Matty Brown in the end.
Yeah, he didn't do too badly in terms of getting up to get ahead on the ball because he was jumping with a few players there, but he couldn't get the direction on the header in the end.
Well, another goal in the north. All the goals are so far apart from here in the north. Alfreton 1, Worcester 0, and AFC Fylde 1, FC United 0.
Yeah, it's all quiet on the National League front at the moment, apart from that CJ Hamilton goal.
William Dickinson's now just been penalised, and a free kick's being given to Halifax inside their own half with Bolton.
Yeah, he was trying to plead his innocence there, wasn't he, Liam Dickinson? Is it me, or is that just really flattened the atmosphere?
Yeah.
From a Guiseley perspective in particular.
Glennon plays it forward. It's headed away by Danny Lowe, picked up now by Kevin Roberts, cleared by Guiseley once again. Banton helps the ball back to Glennon. Dickinson gamely continues with the run. No problem, though, for Glennon to clear, and now Brooks rather, picks the ball up on the halfway line. Square here to Brown. Kingsley James. And Halifax move forward again with Brooks surging forward towards the edge of the penalty area. Plays the ball into the box. This time, CJ Hamilton wasn't quite on the same wavelength. And it goes all the way through to the goalkeeper.
I think it has to be said so far, he really has been the bright spark in this game between both sets of players. He's looked very, very lively. Obviously got the goal, and he's not afraid to run at defenders and try and make something happen.
Now, Craddock gets the ball down the right flank for Geyser. Can the Lions craft an opening up themselves? Craddock with 2 around him. Can't get past the markers. Then Jake Lawler, under pressure, is robbed. And there's a chance again for a Halifax counter-attack. Led that line by Banton, who plays the ball to the right-hand side. Finds Burrow on the edge of the area. Takes a shot, and it goes wide of the upright, but only just. It's a stanchion and goes behind for a goal kick.
There was a very powerful strike from Jordan Burrow there. I'd say just hits the side netting. But a little bit too easy there, wasn't it, to get through?
All too easy there for Halifax to come forward. And after Tom Craddock, he just seemed to run into a blind alley, really. He didn't have anywhere to go, did he? Played the ball back to Jake Lawler. Lawler lost his footing, and then as soon as Banton robbed Lawler of the ball, Halifax had men over and will perhaps feel they could have done better with the opportunity. Banton playing the ball out into touch for Guiseley, who trail by a goal to 0. As we approach the quarter of an hour mark, CJ Hamilton with a superb goal for Halifax. Guiseley now have won a throw about level with the penalty area on the right-hand side. Ryan Toulson will take this one. He's going to launch it in from the right-hand flank. There's about 4 or 5 white shirts on the edge of the area. There's Jake Lawler up there. This one goes in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Dickinson isn't going to get that one, so it's helped away well. But Danny Lowe intercepts up against CJ Hamilton. Guys, he managed to stop Halifax in their counter-attacking tracks, but only at the expense of a throw inside the FC Halifax half. The visiting fans are enjoying their evening so far. Goal to the good. Guiseley have not really answered the early questions thus far.
No, not at all. They've looked very sluggish, slow to get out of the traps. They're really struggling, aren't they?
Now the ball again with Halifax as they come forward. A drilled shot from distance there from Brooks, but it was always just going wide. But he hit it with good pace. It was Jake Hibbs, rather. Hit it with good pace, but he just couldn't keep the ball on target. Stephen Dredge had it covered, I think, in the end. But again, Guiseley just being prized open. Why this Halifax side early doors in this game?
Yeah, it's all seeming far too easy.
Now Guiseley chasing to get the ball back here with Hatfield up in the air, trying the aerial challenge. Can't win this one. Jake Lawler wins the ball, gives it to Danny Boschel. Boschel sends it back here to Danny Lowe. Lowe over the top towards the right-hand side, picked up there by Zach Thompson. Won again by Liam Dickinson, but pressed back. Well defended from Halifax, though. The ball all the way back here to Danny Boschel. Into the feet of Hatfield. Hatfield now onto the right-hand side. Zach Thompson crosses up towards the back post. It's beyond Tom Craddock, though. And Craddock can't get away and chase the ball down. Halifax clear their lines, but only at the expense of giving the ball back to Danny Boschel. Good touch from Boschel. Into the feet of Tom Craddock. Now Ben Parker. Craddock, 25 yards from goal, though. Back to goal, having to go backwards. Gives the ball here to Ryan Toulson, though. Guys, you keep the pressure on here for a moment. Thompson with the ball, overhit towards the back post, and it's gone out for a Halifax goal kick. Good move until the final delivery from Zach Thompson on that right-hand flank.
Yeah, we've just seen two overhit crosses from Zach Thompson in relatively quick succession. Just trying to get too much on it, and it's difficult when there's only the one or two white shirts in the box.
In the National, Southport 1, Tranmere 0. Do my eyes deceive me? Kidderminster 0, Torquay 1. Cheltenham 1, Macclesfield 0. And Gateshead 1, Wrexham 0. In the North, Gainsborough 0, Tamworth 1. At the moment, we're just waiting for the ball to be returned. Surely we're not using the clock down just yet. It's just over 15 minutes gone in this game, so there's a long way to go yet. But Halifax are leading. If you're just joining us, CJ Hamilton's goal. In the 9th minute, the difference between the two sides. And Halifax have been the better side, and CJ Hamilton has just robbed Ryan Toulson of the ball. Once again, he's going down this left-hand side, gets the ball in towards the penalty area. It's blocked this time by Toulson. Toulson does well to prevent it going out for a corner, but can't stop it going out for a throw, which Halifax will take. About level with the penalty area on the left-hand side as they attack the Guiseley goal. McManus looks for options. Maybe we'll launch this one in, doesn't. And now Guiseley with a bit of work to do here. McManus will cross eventually. No, he doesn't. He gives it back here to Hibbs. Hibbs lines the ball up, gives it to Brooks. Brooks curls one in towards a goal. It was fairly central in the end for Stephen Drench. He was underneath it. But a well-crafted move, nonetheless, from Halifax.
Yeah, absolutely. And not a bad strike at goal either. As we said, it was one of those that either side might have troubled Steve Drench a little bit more.
Now Hamilton finds the ball, gives it to Hibbs. Roberts. Kevin Roberts plays the ball down the right-hand side, and there's that man again, Hamilton. Chasing everything down, gives it back here to Roberts on the right flank, can cross, does. It's a good one, in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Helped away by Rob Atkinson. Danny Lowe gets another header. Guys, he still can't quite clear their lines. Danny Boschel does play it out, but the Lions eventually volley the ball away with Danny Lowe. But Liam Dickinson works hard on the halfway line to recover possession for Guiseley. Rob Atkinson, Ryan Toulson, who chips the ball forward. It's flicked on towards Zach Thompson by Liam Dickinson, but it's intercepted well. And Halifax pick the ball back up here. Burrow trying to win it, but is tackled by Jake Lawler. The Lions now just playing the ball across the back line as they try to build something up from the back. And it's good work from Lawler. Plays it into the feet of Ryan Toulson. Now, can Toulson come down this right-hand side with some creative intent? He's forced back. Danny Boschel now on the edge of the centre circle. Picks the ball up, plays it towards Ben Parker. Tom Craddock. Still, guys, he's just knocking the ball around. Not able to win the ball. And in the end, a loose touch towards Danny Lowe allows CJ Hamilton through the right-hand side. Stephen Dredge right out of his area. Sliding challenge. And puts it out for a Halifax throw. And does just enough to make sure they can't take the quick one as well.
I was about to say that's excellent work from both Steve Drench there and Ben Parker. Steve Drench had a crafty look round his shoulder to make sure it was well away, and Ben Parker deliberately picked it up and took it for a walk.
Guys, he now defending though. Burrow again looks like he's controlled that with his arm, which referee Ian Hussin agrees with, and it's a free kick to Guisey on the edge of the penalty area.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate one for Jordan Burrow there. He's just bouncing in as he's jumped to try and control it. Struck him on the arm, but a handball it is for sure. But at the moment, Halifax, they aren't playing at all like a side that are in the bottom four. Chasing every lost cause.
Now, guys, he just picked up the ball from a loose header here. Tom Craddock onto the edge of the penalty area. Goes down towards the touchline. Can he cross? He can. In towards Hatfield. He lunges at the ball, just turns it round the upright. And behind Guisey's best attacking opportunity of the first half. And in the end, it's a goal kick to Halifax.
Yeah, that's a massive opportunity. Really unfortunate for Will Hatfield. He did all the right things. He made the right moves, slid in. As Matt Glennon was going to his left-hand side of the goal, there was all that space at the near post. And sadly for Guiseley and for Will Hatfield, he's put it just the wrong side of the upright.
Southport 2, Tranmere 0.
Gary Browen's not having everything his own way easy this season so far at Tranmere.
Southport, of course, here next Tuesday night.
And of course, I'm just thinking, Brabin was manager of Southport as well. He left Southport to go to Tranmere. And as you say, here next week, so don't like the way they're playing at the moment.
We always meet the side just as they're about to turn into form, don't we?
I was going to say another side as well that are down there at the moment, and as you say, finding some form.
Always feels like that anyway. Thrown for Halifax. They've taken it down the right-hand side as they attack. Brooks battling hard in midfield. Wins the ball, goes across from right to left, gives the ball to McManus. He controls and exchanges passes with Brooks, who charges forward on a bit of a mazy run, plays it out to Hamilton, but the ball just holding up for Halifax at the moment. Guiseley having to hold a good defensive shape. Brooks again on that left-hand flank. To McManus, now Brooks looks for options. Just patient build-up here from Halifax. Again, it's chipped into the area, then intercepted by Toulson. And Guiseley clear. It's flicked on by Liam Dickinson. Helped on by Craddock towards Dickinson. Guiseley with the ball in the Halifax half, but not enough bodies to help out Craddock and Dickinson in the end. Craddock just stumbles to control the ball, and it's out for a Halifax throw.
Yeah, he's just tripped over his own feet or the ball, or a combination of both. Much to the delight of the Halifax fans over there.
Chilly evening now, but fresh autumnal feel. Halifax leading by a 1-0 here, though, at Nethermore, I'm afraid to say. And the goal scorer, CJ Hamilton, looked a real threat and has looked a real threat. The Lions have had the half chance themselves, but realistically, Halifax deserving the lead. Now there's a full-blooded challenge there between James Bolton and Will Hatfield. The ball was won by Hatfield, but then Bolton just came in a little late. Referee, I think, will have a chat with him. Hatfield went tumbling over, didn't he? But seems to be fine. I think referee will just have a word. No, he's bringing out the card. I think it's a little harsh.
Yeah, I'd be tempted to agree with you there. So it was a little late, but we've seen, much worse tackles over the course of this season just waved away.
Bolton, so the first man to go in the book, James Bolton. Guys, you have a free kick on the edge of the centre circle. It's a few yards off the edge of it inside the Halifax half. Zach Thompson stands over, chips the ball towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Dickinson heads it across the face of the 6-yard box. Guys, he can't get a head on it to send it towards the goal. Rob Atkinson and Craddock look at each other as if they might have got in each other's way. Ball's picked up here again. Zach Thompson plays it forward, up towards Dickinson. Controls well. Back to goal. Back here to Danny Boschel. Dickinson's taken a position on the left flank. Boschel sends it infield to Lawler. Now with Ben Parker. 1-2 between he and Jake Lawler, and the ball keeps moving forward. Then Jake Lawler plays it up towards the back line, and it's intercepted by Halifax, and they come away with the ball. David Brooks now inside the Shaman's half. And Kingsley James just slowing things down, inviting Guiseley to chase after the ball. It's played back by Banton all the way back to Matt Glennon. He helps it up to the halfway line, headed on by Jake Lawler, but again, Guiseley just can't make it stick, and again the ball's won back by the Shaman, and they play a lovely ball forward here, finds CJ Hamilton into the area, good bit of trickery, just tackled by Ben Parker. Danny Lowe now goes to try and hold him back, and the ball's played in by Roberts, and it's across everyone. Kevin Roberts that was, drilling the ball across the face of the 6-yard box. In the end, it's gone behind for a goal kick, but each time we are facing the counter-attack, you just you feel very much under threat that they're going to snatch another one.
It's whenever that man CJ Hamilton's on the ball as well for me, because as we say, you know, you don't want to overrate him too much, but he's been absolutely outstanding so far in this game.
Ball cleared from Stephen Drench, picked up by Craddock on the right-hand side, closed down. Back heels it against a Halifax man for a throw-in. Toulson will take. He launches it long, up towards Dickinson, towards the byline. Dickinson keeps it in, plays a lovely ball back here to Zach Thompson. Now cuts in field here with Will Hatfield into the penalty area, drills the ball in towards a goal, and Will Hatfield gets the equaliser for Guiseley. A well-worked goal and a beautiful strike into the bottom left-hand corner, and it's now Guiseley 1, Halifax 1.
It's come from the man that had a lone spell at the Shea, Will Hatfield. Excellent passing play from the Lions. Brilliant little ball from Danny Boschel into the feet of Will Hatfield. Takes it after a couple of touches, brilliantly placed in that bottom corner. Excellent goal, 1-1.
Well, we couldn't have asked for better than that, could we? After
we've needed it though, we really have. We've looked sluggish and poor, and it's nice to see a little bit of light in this game for Guiseley.
There's a really well-timed goal, I think, from our perspective. As you say, we haven't looked anything like the side we could be, and Halifax have had perhaps certainly the better of the chances, and looked far more dangerous coming forward. But guys, you're back on level terms. Will Hatfield getting the ball into the area and blasting it into the bottom left-hand corner. Guys, meanwhile have a throw from right back. Toulson will launch this one clear. Another long throw up towards Dickinson, flicked out, and guys, win the throw again. A couple of other goals to tell you about. In the north, first of all, Alfreton 2, Worcester 0. Brackley 1, Lowestoft 1. Harrogate Town 1, North Ferriby 1. Ferriby were leading 1-0 in that game. Nuneaton 1, Stalybridge 0. Chorley 1, Stockport 0. Could have been us. And in the national, Gateshead 1, Wrexham 1. Guysey with a throw on the halfway line. Launch it down the right-hand side. Flicked on by Liam Dickinson. Chased now here by Zach Thompson. His cross is... well, it's so wayward, I think it's gone beyond the netting and the trees behind the railway end of the goal.
Yeah, that one's a present for Northern Rail.
I wonder if it's going to be on time. Yeah, that'll be another excuse, won't it? Balls.
Ball doesn't sound quite right, that does it? Balls on the line.
Cause of delay, yeah, balls on the line.
Maybe we need to get a bigger net behind that goal.
I think we should stop now. There's many people who think should have stopped ages ago. Goal kick cleared by Halifax, picked up inside the Lions half here. Kevin Roberts plays the ball out though before playing it forward, and so guys, you get a throw. Home fans lifted by the equalising goal from Will Hatfield after Halifax has started much the brighter. Liam Dickinson picks the ball up, plays it down here. Tom Craddock. Craddock down the left-hand side, looking to try and get the ball into the area. Craddock lays it back here to Jake Lawler. Now Ben Parker. Parker square towards Craddock, intercepted and played upfield, looking for CJ Hamilton again. This time Danny Lowe's ahead of him, plays it back to Drench. Stephen Drench picks out a good ball forward and almost foxes the Halifax back line. Liam Dickinson battling hard, wins the ball back for Guisey. Great work from Liam Dickinson, plays it into Tom Craddock. Craddock is dispossessed well by Banton. And Craddock just didn't look to have the guile actually to get past Banton on that occasion. Julian Banton does well, plays the ball upfield. Guiseley win it back though with Ryan Toulson. And his pass forward is equally wayward, and again there's a little exchange of headers before the Lions claim free kick on Will Hatfield, but the referee vehemently waves away the claim.
Been in the wars a bit, hasn't he, Will Hatfield?
It was all right there, I think.
Yeah.
Kingsley James takes over now for Halifax on the halfway line. And eventually it's knocked out of play. And Guiseley will have a throw-in inside their own half.
Yeah, it was Julian Banton's attempted clearance that's just gone straight out of play. But let's see if Guiseley can build now on what they've got. They've got themselves back into this game on the score sheet. Starting to see a little bit more of the ball. Starting to pass it and use the intricate play that we know they can do.
Meanwhile, Guiseley win the ball back now with Jake Lawler. Plays it here to Danny Boschel. Boschel comes forward, plays it to the left. Parker, some distance from goal. He's held up, so he goes square this time to Hatfield. Hatfield, a bit of industry in midfield once again. Goes past James, has to go wide, but does find Ryan Toulson. Toulson crosses into the box, headed away well by Robertson. It's again with Guiseley. Parker with the ball, chips it into the area. It's a poor ball in the end, and this time overhit and out for a Guiseley, for a Halifax goal kick.
Yeah, there was too much on that, wasn't there, from Ben Parker?
Meanwhile, if you've got any comments for us tonight, don't forget you can give us a shout out using our Twitter feed at Guiseley Radio.
Just listen to the taunts then of going down from the Guiseley supporters to the Halifax fans.
Don't say that, lads. It's too
It's too
far
early for
too
that,
early in the season for that.
It's too early for that kind of banter.
Frankly, I don't want them to. It's much closer than a sort of Dover.
Eastleigh, Dover and Torquay, please.
Guys, they just lose possession with CJ Hamilton robbing the Lions back line for a moment. But guys, get it away until Hatfield and Lowe just fail to keep the ball in play. And complaints from the home fans that Kevin Roberts stealing a couple of yards on the throw-in. This game sort of beginning to really get a bit of zip and about it, a bit of tension about it now, and a free kick's now been awarded against Roberts.
He didn't need any encouragement, did he?
And a free kick here for Halifax on the right-hand side. Just a few yards in from the touchline on that right flank, so a chance here for David Brooks, I think, will deliver this into the box. And there are 4 or 5 blue shirts just lurking around on the edge of the D. This one will be zipped in here, and it is up towards the back post. Stephen Drench off his line, punches clear well. Be picked up by Kingsley James, who returns the ball in well with good precision. And in the end, Stephen Drench can't keep it in play. And it's gone behind for a Halifax corner. And all that down to the excellent delivery of Kingsley James, which really put the ball into a corridor of uncertainty, and guys, he just couldn't cope with it.
Yeah, absolutely. He was looking for Julian Banton.
Corner on this right-hand side now for Halifax. 1-1 here at Nethermore. The ball whipped in towards the back post, headed up in the air, and behind for another corner. This time Ben Parker gets the header that knocks it out, and the pressure really on the Lions at the moment.
He didn't do too badly there, Ben Parker, because he had 2 blue shirts on his back then. So he was forced to take some form of action, headed it behind over his own crossbar.
Guiseley now under a bit of pressure. The corner from the left-hand side. 4 or 5 blue shirts again inside that penalty area, one of which is Burrow, but he can't direct the header goalward. McManus picks the ball as it's got clear up to the centre circle, but Guiseley's players are still encamped inside their own half, and McManus delivers another ball up towards the edge of the 18-yard box. CJ Hamilton takes it down. Hamilton lays it back, this time into the path of Jake Hibbs. Hibbs is forced backwards by Danny Boschel before chipping the ball down the right-hand flank. Picked up now by James Bolton. Bolton gets past his man, gets the ball into the area. It's flicked on towards the back post, and if anyone had been there behind where Burrow was, then the Lions could well have been another goal behind. As it was vacant space, and the ball's gone behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, very lucky there, guys. There wasn't a blue shirt in that particular bit of space there, because as I say, it would have definitely been turned in. It would have been easier to have scored than to have missed in that situation.
So, still 1-1. Guiseley getting back on level terms. Will Hatfield with a superb goal. Cancelling out an equally good goal from CJ Hamilton after 9. Now Guiseley looking to attack once more. This time the ball over the top towards Craddock is defended well by Banton. Lions will get a throw.
Yeah, that's been hoofed straight out onto the cricket pitch.
It's picked up now by Tilson, who chips the ball towards Liam Dickinson up against Banton. Dickinson having an almighty battle. A physical battle, those two, but Dickinson holds off the advances and plays the ball back to the halfway line where Danny Boschel takes over, plays it out to Tilson. Tilson crosses the ball into the area, helped away again by Banton. Julian Banton having a good game. And he gets the ball up now to CJ Hamilton on the halfway line, who turns his pace and goes past Jake Lawler and Danny Lowe towards the edge of the area, plays it across to Burrow. Burrow goes into the penalty area, he's tackled, and then takes the last touch on the ball, and it's behind for a goal kick. But what a turn of pace there from Hamilton. Between Danny Lowe and Jake Lawler, surged towards the edge of the area, and his ball in to the frontman, Jordan Burrow. Just couldn't help him get a shot away on goal.
Yeah, it caused problems, didn't it, the ball in, but that pace from CJ Hamilton, absolutely blistering. I should say, got it completely away from Atkinson and Lawler. And he's been a thorn in the side so far for Guiseley.
Guiseley now win a throw straight from the goal kick. It's headed out. And Guiseley will have a throw in right up at that sort of level with the penalty area. So this is a chance for Ryan Tilson to come forward. He's going to launch this one in from the right-hand side as Guiseley attack this Halifax goal. Liam Dickinson's in there. And as you might imagine, Jake Lawler stepping forward, looking to aim this one towards the edge of the 6-yard box. There's a cluster of 4 or 5 players, including Rob Atkinson. Flicked on, up in the air. It's nobody underneath it. And again, Halifax find that they are able to clear the ball because Guiseley managed to hit vacant space again into the penalty area, just as Halifax had done a few moments ago. Picked up now by Danny Lowe inside his own half. And he sends it forward up towards Liam Dickinson. Good chest down, finds Ryan Tilson, surges down that right-hand side. He's blocked. And the ball goes out. And Guiseley will have to concede the throw.
It's unfortunate from Ryan Tilson that, because it was some good pressing play over that right-hand side, chasing it down. It's just played off him out for the Halifax throw.
Throw up to the halfway line. Intercepted now by Ben Parker. Played over the top towards Craddock. Craddock just can't get on the end of the ball. It's fizzed away from him, but Craddock holds his hands up in appreciation of the delivery from Ben Parker. It was an excellent ball over the top. Just picked up pace, didn't it, when it landed, and took itself away from Tom Craddock. But a decent idea.
Yeah, the right idea. Get the ball in behind. You know, there's 3. Effectively, it's a 3 at the back, and when you've got someone like Tom Craddock with the pace, Dickinson with his physicality and what he can bring to the side, it's always worth trying to get the ball over the top.
Clearance from Halifax, who puts the ball onto the roof of the stand, as you might hear. A quick thanks to Evergreen Shadow for tweeting us. Can you not shout so loud if we score again? No, I don't think we can. I don't think we can promise that. Let's hope we've got to test it. Jake Lawler's picked up the ball. Poor clearance from the throw, actually, and Guiseley now have a chance to regain possession. Jake Lawler spraying the ball out to the right-hand side, where Tilson lays it into the feet of Danny Boschel on the halfway line. Tom Craddock still in the centre circle. The Lions trying to pass the ball out of that area, and in the end, Jake Lawler overhits it. Goes all the way back towards the Guiseley back line. Rob Atkinson's ahead of CJ Hamilton this time. Good little flick on there from the clearance by Liam Dickinson, but Halifax hurrying around, trying to get the ball back after a bright start from the Shaman. The Lions certainly getting much more into this game. Battle between Hatfield there and Kingsley James. They both went lunging in for the same ball. And then a poor touch by Bolton. Guys who get the ball back on the halfway line. Parker throws it back here to Danny Lowe. Patient build-up again from the Lions. One each here. Hamilton, CJ Hamilton scored the goal for Halifax after just 9 minutes. An excellent strike. Cancelled out by Will Hatfield on 27th. The ball now played forward towards the Halifax back line before being cleared, and a chance here for Hamilton to run again down the left-hand side up against Toulson. This time Toulson gets enough of a touch on it, takes the ball away from its intended target, and it's back in the hands of Stephen Drench, who clears upfield. And he's pulled down by Bolton as he tried to turn the fullback, who's already on a yellow card. Craddock is trying to protest that there should be some other penalty.
If it was 15, 20 yards close to goal, then maybe. But I think in that situation, there was a couple of the defenders covering. It would be silly refereeing for me to send him off there.
Yeah, he's not entertained it, to be fair to Ian Hussin. But just goes to show it's a fine edge, isn't it, after you've got a yellow card. Zach Thompson stands over, ready to deliver the free kick. It's only about sort of 5-6 yards away from the edge of the centre circle on the left-hand side. It's fairly central. Delivered in towards the edge of the 18-yard box, helped away by Halifax, and again Brooks takes the ball down. That was Hibbs again, who I keep confusing with Brooks. He plays the ball upfield towards Hamilton. Hamilton lays it back and goes for the return ball. Drench again playing that sweeper role to great effect. Launches the ball well into the cricket field. Over the stand there and into the cricket field.
I think that one's stuck in the tree, Colin.
Oh, is it?
Not seen it come down yet.
Come down with snow on it. Halifax, meanwhile, have the throw. Waiting to take it. Midway through the Guiseley half on the left-hand side. Thrown in. Helped away by Atkinson. Again, they win the ball back, though, Halifax. Burrow plays it out to the left-hand side. It's drilled into the box, and it's blocked. Eventually, Guiseley get the ball away. All the way back into Halifax's half, but the Shaman keep players forward. Glennon sends it long up towards Burrow. Burrow flicks on all the way through to Stephen Drench, who rolls the ball out here to Ryan Toulson, up to Zach Thompson. Thompson back now to Danny Boschel on the halfway line. Boschel chips the ball forward up towards Liam Dickinson, who is beaten this time by Julian Banton. A good tackle from him. The ball goes forward and headed away by Rob Atkinson. Guys who win possession back on the halfway line. Halifax have a player down for a moment. I think it's Brooks. But guys who keep going. Dickinson plays the ball forward. Craddock's found a bit of space on the left-hand side of the penalty area. Tries to create an angle for himself. Goes back in field. Can't get the shooting angle. And in the end, Halifax get the ball away. Craddock didn't quite have the opportunity to get the shot on target. And now Halifax look to capitalise by getting the ball back down the other end on the left-hand side now. They're moving the ball forward until they sort of hold it up, send it out to the right flank where Roberts drills it in towards the back post, headed up in the air by Atkinson. Picked up again this time by Hamilton. And again, Halifax in possession of the ball with Hamilton on this left-hand side looking to get the cross in, which they do eventually. And it's chipped towards goal by Hibbs, but it's more towards than on target, and it's behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, just reflecting on that, the early chance a couple of moments ago from Guiseley's perspective, it was an excellent ball through from Liam Dickinson, who was having to get it on the stretch, slid to his knee to get the ball through to Craddock, and then in the end, Craddock, he just couldn't open the opportunity. Problem being, though, there was nobody getting forward quickly enough for him to help support him either.
Altrincham 1, Eastleigh 0 in the Vanarama National. Cheltenham 2, Macclesfield 0. In the north, it's Hednesford 1, Gloucester 0. Nuneaton 2, Stalybridge 0. And now Nuneaton 3, Stalybridge 0. That's Guiseley coming forward. Hatfield on the left-hand side. Plays the ball square here to Danny Boschel. Boschel threads it in towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Craddock had taken up a good position and he was onside, but he couldn't control it. And his touch was too heavy and allowed Kingsley James to take the ball away for Halifax. Now they move the ball up into the Lions' final third here with Kevin Roberts. Roberts on the right flank, up against Ben Parker, cuts in field, takes a shot away on the left foot, doesn't have the perfect connection that he'll have hoped for, and the ball's gone behind for a goal kick.
That was an optimistic effort from the right back to strike that left-footed from that kind of range, never troubling Steve Drench. Is it me or is the board lit up on that far side? Are we going to see a sub soon, perhaps?
No, we're going to see the added time.
Is it that time already?
It's that time already, yep. 40.
That's completely caught me off guard.
2 minutes of stoppage time.
Oh,
first half is almost up. It's been an entertaining first 45 so far, hasn't it?
We didn't get 8. Oh, we like 8.
Liam Dickinson battling away, trying to win the ball for Guiseley in the middle of the Halifax half. But he's unable to make any headway on this occasion. Toulson takes the ball away from CJ Hamilton, but it's picked up by Brooks. Brooks now into James. Kingsley James looks forward for an option. Has to hold on to it and plays it right here to Roberts. Halifax with the ball still on the halfway line, but plays forward. If they can get the ball in that direction. He's now into the feet of Hibbs. Hibbs back here to James again. Still sort of teasing out passes between themselves, looking for options forward. They're trying to go down the right-hand side. This time Lowe will just take the ball past Hamilton and does so with aplomb. Guiseley, meanwhile, lose possession, and Craddock is lost out to Bolton. Craddock's just clipped Bolton and will go into the book himself.
No. That's ridiculous. There's very little in that for me. He's going to the book. It's a yellow card for Craddock, but clipped barely. I think the lunging tackle from Bolton on Craddock, which thankfully missed him more, would have been the more deserving of a yellow card, if you ask me.
Well, the problem is, as we saw on Saturday, we've got to defend until the break. Having clawed our way back into the game on Saturday and tonight, we don't want to concede in stoppage time here. Free kick comes in. Up in towards the penalty spot, headed away from Brooks, headed away from Guiseley, and only as far as James. James can find an angle. He goes back in the end to Hibbs. And again, McManus will build up for Halifax down that left-hand side. James looking to deliver the ball. No, it goes back. And the half-time whistle goes. An entertaining first 45 here in the West Yorkshire derby. Good start for the visitors. CJ Hamilton rifling the ball into the back of the net after a great turn of pace and a great strike on the ball. Will Hatfield with an equally good finish, getting the Lions back on level terms on 27. Half-time here, Guiseley 1, Halifax 1.
Yeah, as you say, an entertaining half of football here at Nethermore. You know, we couldn't stop ourselves conceding early. That seems to all of a sudden be a pattern in the last couple of games. But we've got ourselves back level a lot quicker than we did on Saturday. So, you know, that's a positive. Good intricate play as well to give the chance to Will Hatfield, who finished it very, very well. So, all in all, not a bad half of football. If we can keep CJ Hamilton quiet in the second half, I reckon we've got a chance of taking all 3.
Well, let's hope so. Plenty more football to come in the next 45, of course. But it's been a pretty encouraging second half of that first period after... In the opening spell, Halifax did look like the team that were going to take away the points this evening. Yeah,
absolutely. It was, you know, early to say that perhaps. However, you know, the first 15, 20, 25 minutes, arguably, were absolutely all Halifax. We were really slow to get out of the traps. We looked sluggish, almost hungover, maybe, a little bit tired from Saturday's result. I mean, the result...
I was going to say, what are you trying to say?
I'm not referring to the players' habits. No, we just looked like there was a hangover from Saturday's game. You know, a 4-4 draw. To perform the way we did, it was bound to take its toll. And it looked like that was how it started, tired, sluggish. But as the game's gone on, as we've managed to more and more keep Halifax quiet, we've grown into it, got the equaliser. That's the all-important thing, is that we are going in level at the break.
Let's get you the scores from the other Vanarama National League games. First of all, in the National League, Aldershot 0, Welling 0. Altrincham 1, Eastleigh 0. That would be a real turn-up for the books if that score held through. Got that down as 36 minutes, so might have had a slight delay to the...
Yeah, I noticed myself there was about 13 or 14 minute delay with the kick-off there.
There've been some traffic issues, so possibly Eastleigh's been held up in traffic.
Of course, it's Manchester traffic.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. It's called the M62. Barrow 0, Lincoln City 0, Borehamwood 0, Bromley 1, Cheltenham 2, Macclesfield 0, Chester 0, Grimsby 0, Dover 0, Braintree 0. By the way, of course, we've got a wee trip to Dover on Saturday. Gateshead 1, Wrexham 1, Guiseley 1, Halifax 1, Kidderminster 0, Torquay 1, Southport 2, Tranmere 0, Woking 1, Forest Green 0. That would be a heck of a scoreline if that were to follow through. Forest Green have won the first 9 so far this season. Alfreton 2, Worcester 0, Brackley 2, Lowestoft 1 in the this is the Vanarama National League North. Chorley 1, Stockport 0, Fylde 1, FC United 0, Gainsborough 0, Tamworth 2, Harrogate 1, North Ferriby 1, Hensford 1, Gloucester 0, and Nuneaton, who are reduced to 10 men now, are leading Stalybridge by 3-0. So we'll keep you up to speed with all those scores. Chance for us now to take a wee break. We will leave you with the thoughts of Mark Bauer after the game against Woking on Saturday. We'll be back shortly, so stick with us here for full second half commentary of the game. Joined now by Mark Bauer after the 4-4 draw at home to Woking. Mark, entertaining for the fans, but what was that like to watch as the manager?
Probably as disappointed as I've been for large spells of the game, as in any game this season, because we didn't do the basics well. And yeah, obviously we've let 4 goals, and you're never going to be pleased with that. But just disappointed in some of the performances today. I think that's going to happen. You know, I've been very pleased with the way we've done overall. I think we've put in some really good performances. Lads have deserved credit. I think today we dropped below those standards. But you've got to have that overriding sense of pride that even though things weren't going for us, we kept going. You know, not only did we come back from 2-0 down, that was a difficult one. You know, we've not scored more than 1 goal in any game all season. We've only scored 5 goals all season. So to be 2-0 down early on, to come back from that, to take another blow, and then nick a point in the end. You've got to be pleased with the lads' character and the way they kept going, because it could have been a real uphill struggle after 13, 14 minutes, whatever it was. Lots to work on, lots to look back on it. It's impossible to fully analyse this one, I think. But no, just nice that we actually took some chances. We've probably, in games that we've not scored or only scored 1, we've probably had more chances than we had today, but a couple of little bits went for us, and lads have taken some of the chances really well as well. So lots of pluses to build on, but lots of things to also look back on that need to be worked on, and where areas that we have to improve.
First half, after those 2 goals down, you rejigged things. You seemed to reorganise the side just before we got back into it. Was that a decisive decision from your perspective?
Yeah, it meant a difference. No, I think we just... We've last 3 games we played with that 3 in midfield, and we've dominated that area. Didn't seem to be working for us in the first half, and they'd broken on us through that area a couple of times, which was disappointing. So we just tried to match them up. They were playing with a 4-4-2, match them up just to try and stem the flow. But then obviously we managed to get into the game a little bit more. Lads grew in confidence, and once we got that first goal, we looked strong after that. The goal just before our time was a real sucker punch to go 3-2. But again, came out, played well, made a couple of chances, and Tom's shown his class with a fantastic finish. And we kept going, but put it in perspective, we've come from 2-0 down, we're losing in injury time to get a point against a side 3rd in the league that have been up at the top end of this league for the last few years. Come off the field feeling a bit disappointed because we could have done better, but the positives are, we've taken another point, 3 unbeaten against a top National League side.
Yeah, much has been talked about the fact that we hadn't been scoring the goals 4 today. Perhaps defensively, was that the greater concern this afternoon, particularly the goal just before the break?
Yeah, everyone's given jobs to do from set pieces, and unfortunately the balls ended up in our net. They've scored 4 different types of goals, I guess, today. A counter-attack, one where they've cut us open, a set piece, and a free kick from distance. So you're never pleased with it when you concede 4. We're going to concede goals. Every team is. It's how you bounce back from them, and we bounce back well. But yeah, the problem's been not scoring goals. We've not had a problem at all unlocking defences. We've been getting in at will, and we've been creating chances. It's just when we've unlocked that door, and had it wide open. We've not walked through it, so it's been frustrating. Today, it was always going to come. I was always confident that we would score goals when we're creating the chances we are. Probably on a day when we've not created as many chances as we have in other games, we end up walking home with 4 goals in the bag. So. Obviously pleased that we got the goals. Disappointed with how we defended for not just the goals. I think they had a couple of other chances as well. Having said that, so did we. It could have been 6-4, 5-4. It could have been any number of scorelines today. But we've got to take the positives into Tuesday night now.
Yeah, talking of Tuesday, big local derby, Halifax. Thoughts ahead of that now?
Another big game, another difficult game. It's the old cliche form book goes out of the window. It's a local derby. They'll see this as a real opportunity to get their season going. I remember playing in the fixture 3-4 years ago when I first came to Guiseley. We were on a really good run. They were struggling, and they came and won the game 4-3. So it's irrespective. It doesn't matter what sort of run they're on. A local derby, be a real tempo to it, some good quality on show, and I'm sure it'll be a really good game. We hopefully can take that momentum that we've got from the goal right at the end. And take it into Tuesday night. A few tired legs in there, so we might look to freshen it up again, and we'll look forward to the game. And set the lads a target these 2 home games. Let's go through them unbeaten and try and get minimum 4 points on the board. So we're giving ourselves an opportunity to do that. Really look forward to it. We've got to get out there from the start better than we did today, and take the game to them and put them under pressure.
Thanks, Mark. Joined now by Ryan Tilson after the 4-4 draw at home to Woking. Ryan, a heck of an afternoon, a frenetic game of football at 2-0 down. You must have thought this is going to be a very big uphill task.
Yeah, definitely. When you go 2-0 down that quick, you look and, like you say, you think it's going to be a long afternoon. But we had to regroup and we had to dig in, and we got ourselves together and we went down the other end. We didn't particularly play well, but we got back in the game and got the 2 goals that we needed. But we need to be stronger. We know that we need to tighten up a few things, and we need to stop conceding silly little goals. Because we'll create chances, as we've shown today. They're 3rd in the league, and we've scored 4 goals against them. And we've matched them when we have played and when we've got tighter up the pitch and got tight to them. So we're not far off. We're sure that we can create chances, but we just need to tighten a few things up.
Good performance from you, particularly getting forward down the right-hand side, but also notable you're being called in a lot more as the long throw specialist.
Yeah, it's just an asset. Obviously, it goes out wide, and it's just another ball in the box, really. Get bodies round it, and you never know. And like it's shown today in the added time on. And to be fair, I thought we could have had a couple more from the throw-ins. To be fair, if we squeeze in and we get the second balls, it's another ball in the box.
Yeah, each one into the box in those last few moments as we were looking for the equaliser. We were just hoping for it to be pushed over the line. Did you always believe you're going to get the equaliser?
Yeah, we've got a good team spirit. But to be fair, we've shown today we're never going to die. We'll always come back, and we're not going to let teams roll over. We're not going to roll over. And we were always pushing and knocking on the door, and like the last 10, we were always putting the pressure on. You get balls in the box, and we could have won it. Even the last kick of the game, we could have won it, and we've shown again we created another chance. Got to be a bit more clinical when we get our chances, and then we tighten up at the other end, and we'll be all right.
An equaliser late on the game might feel a bit more like a victory, and something to take into Tuesday night's game. Of course, a big one against your old club, Halifax. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, definitely. It's obviously a point's better than a loss, but we're still a little bit dejected. We thought we could have got maybe obviously the winner and got 3 points, and that's what we need in the next game. We've got to dust ourselves down again, make sure we prepare right, and local derby on Tuesday night. It won't be easy. Know what obviously Neil's like, and he'll be bringing his team here to win, and that's a be all and end all. It'll be a tough game, so we've got to make sure we prepare right for Tuesday.
Thanks, Ryan.
Cheers, mate.
I'm with Jake Lawler after the 4-4 draw between Guiseley and Woking. What did you make of the game, Jake?
I think we've played a lot better all season, but we showed good character at the end and scored 2 late goals, and we'd take the point really. I think after how poorly we've played, but there's more to come, and hopefully we'll get 3 points on Tuesday.
And for you, it's a special goal at the end there, in the 8 minutes of added time.
Yeah, well, don't think I could really miss, could I, to be honest? But yeah, good feeling to get the winner. Equalise. It felt like a winner at the time, but yeah, good feeling.
How important do you think it's going to be to tighten up those defensive frailties ahead of the Halifax game?
I think it's just putting in a sort of a team performance when we've sort of played well up front and we've conceded goals, and when we've been good at the back and kept a clean sheet, we haven't looked like scoring. So it's just sort of that whole sort of team performance. I think it'll come. Just got to keep sticking at it.
And how do you think the season's gone so far for us?
Well, everyone's been writing us off all year, and I think we've played really well. I don't think the results that we've had so far have we've deserved to get more out of the points that we've got.
Thanks, Jake.
Well, there we go. Jake Lawler speaking to Nick Sharp at the end of last week, and I think it was quite interesting actually what he said there, Chris. He talked about everyone's been writing us off all season, and the performances haven't been that bad. And the performances aren't that bad here tonight either. It's been a decent performance so far, and we might just snatch the 3 points here, couldn't we?
I want to be optimistic, but there's another half of football. Anything can happen. We saw that on Saturday, but as you say, performances haven't been too bad. So if we can get something, maybe sneak something. Our very own Dave Kendry just said 4-1 with a Liam Dickinson hat-trick. I'm not entirely sure what he was watching in that first half. We are going to see a change, by the way, for Guiseley.
It's a change. It's
Thompson.
Zach Thompson's come off, and Wayne Brooksby is going to come on in the second half.
Well, hopefully he can be a little bit like CJ Hamilton was for Halifax. Hopefully Brooksby can be that type of player. I have to be honest, there's been times this season when I've criticised him for being too greedy and for not looking up, but he can hurt opposition sides, and we'll have to hope he does that against Halifax now.
Well, we're underway for the second half. 1-1. And guys, it look to see if they can build on getting back into this game and perhaps get their first 3 points of this month. Halifax, meanwhile, come down this right-hand side looking to get an immediate start into this game. But guys, he defend. Left back, and it's helped away by Hatfield. The Lions already making the substitute, with Wayne's Brooksby coming on for Zach Thompson, whether that's injury or tactical, we'll see. Brooksby chasing down the right-hand side. The ball cleared, out onto the halfway line, nodded on by Ryan Tulson, picked up by Wayne Brooksby, who threads the ball forward, held back here by Liam Dickinson, into the feet of Hatfield. Hatfield's tackled, and then makes a lunge to win the ball back, clips McManus, and it'll be a free kick to Halifax.
I would suspect that the substitution for me would be purely tactical, because it's somebody, as I say, who can hurt the opposition. Zach Thompson seemed all right. I don't think he went down at any point with an injury or was on the end of too many harsh tackles. I think it is purely just to try and create something down this right-hand side.
The ball's played forward from Halifax into the Guiseley half. It's headed away, and then out for a Lions throw, about level with the centre circle. 1-1 as we just start this second half. Guiseley have made a substitute. And Wayne Brooksby coming on for Zach Thompson. Throw goes forward, chested down here. Won back actually by Ben Parker on the halfway line. He sends it back here for Danny Lowe, who's under pressure from Hamilton. Lowe clears anyway. It's headed away by Banton, picked up now by Ryan Toulson, and Danny Boschel on the halfway line. Guiseley send it up towards Tom Craddock, but Banton all too easily takes the ball away from Craddock. In the end, the ball ricochets as Hibs goes forward, and Guiseley recover possession. Now on the halfway line, Danny Boschel dictating things. Gives the ball here to Ryan Toulson. Toulson with the opportunity to cross, plays it out here to Wayne Brooksby. Brooksby cuts it infield. It's intercepted again brilliantly by Banton. It's been very solid here. And Kingsley James just holds play up. The ball's played up to the halfway line, this time by Banton. Intercepted by Danny Boschel. Up now towards Liam Dickinson, laid into the feet of Hatfield. Boschel, tackled by James. rather easily. Hatfield intercepts, though, to recover the ball back for Guiseley. Now on the left-hand side, Craddock, who's again facing away from goal. Too much of his play, I think, is away from goal when he's getting the ball. And in the end, Halifax get the ball away and up to the halfway line. Taken down by Burrow. He's tackled. And it takes a deflection off Burrow, much to the displeasure of the visiting fans on that side. It's going to be a Guiseley throw-in. The Lions almost gifting possession back to Halifax. Then Liam Dickinson wins it up and plays a beautiful ball out here to the right-hand side. Picked up by Wayne Brooksby. Has a run at the full-back. He's on the edge of the area. Plays it out now to Tilson. Tilson goes down to the touchline. Gets the cross in. Across the face of goal. Jake Lawler. Oh, just over the crossbar. It was a well-worked move down that right-hand side. And then when the ball fell to the edge of the penalty area, Jake Lawler side-footed it with power, but unfortunately not quite the direction needed, and it went over the crossbar and behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, it wasn't too far over really there from Jake Lawler. You wouldn't have fancied him to have got 2 goals in 2 games, but he wasn't too bad. Just leant back a little bit too much. Got to keep your head in. You got to keep your head over the ball when you're striking like that, but he didn't. He leant back and just pulled it over the crossbar.
Danny Boschel wins the header from the goal kick. Guiseley having a good spell at the opening part of this second half. Ryan Tilson still inside his own half. A bit of a wayward ball to him. He recovers well and plays the ball to Boschel and then gets it back from him. Now Tilson down the right-hand side, cuts in field, tries to go past Brooks. Plays it into Jake Lawler, who scoops the ball to the left-hand side where Ben Parker is closed down, but gets the ball back to Lawler, who then sends it down the left channel. Nicely weighted ball, but there was nobody in the direction of the pass.
Yeah, it's exactly that, isn't it? The great idea, but nobody there to get on the end of it.
And then McManus is penalised for his challenge on Ryan Tilson. And it's a free kick to Guiseley in right-back position. It seemed a little harsh, didn't it, on McManus, but we'll take that one.
Yeah, it was a little harsh, wasn't it? Barely touched him. But as you say, we shouldn't complain.
Never mind. Free kick it is. Stephen Drench takes. Launches it long up towards the back line. Liam Dickinson leaps, heads it on. Will Hatfield on the edge of the area, can't collect. Craddock might rather. Gets the shot away, deflects off 2 defenders. Hatfield chasing to try and win the ball back. Glennon goes to ground and wins the ball cleanly.
Yeah, it's unfortunate there for Tom Craddock. He just couldn't get a clean sight of goal, could he? There was 2 or 3 blue shirts throwing themselves in front of that one. But he does look hungry, doesn't he? He looks like he's very, very keen to build on the goal he got on Saturday. Of course, it's been a long time coming for him.
Now James wins the ball back for Halifax in the Guiseley half. Boschel steps across, though, does really well to take the ball away from the Halifax midfielder.
Yeah, he got a little bit lucky with that, though, didn't he?
Brooks intercepting to take the ball away from Boschel. Guiseley get the throw. 1-2 between Tilson and Lawler. Tilson on the halfway line now. Chips the ball up towards Hatfield, who heads on, but doesn't find Brooksby. Good interception from Danny Lowe as the ball's cleared back into Guiseley's half. And again, Guiseley begin to move down this right-hand side until they go back to Jake Lawler. Craddock. Again, Halifax holding good shape. Guiseley aren't making headway.
They're being frustrated, aren't they, Guiseley? They're finding it very difficult because of the fact that Halifax have got so many blue shirts in a rigid formation. They're making it very difficult to get through, and that is frustrating.
Clearance from Stephen Drench now finds Liam Dickinson's head. He gets a return ball from Danny Boschel. Hatfield chases. Banton is back trying to clear up against Hatfield, who lunges in to try and win the ball back. And in the end, it's going to be a throw-in for Halifax in left-back position, just up from the corner flag. Guys, he tried to press and camp inside the Shaman's half from the throw.
Yeah, we need to try and stifle this one. Try and make it as hard as possible for Halifax to break away, and that's exactly not what's happened.
And then Danny Lowe with a soft touch when he collects the ball as Halifax do get the ball clear. They actually win a throw inside the Lions half. All told, not a great passage of play for Guiseley. And Roberts now will throw the ball back in for the Shaman. Gets the ball back from the throw. Cuts it infield, finds McManus. Bit of space for McManus to work into. Finds Burrow. Burrow helps the ball to the right flank. The cross will come in. Hibbs up towards Burrow again, headed away. Guiseley now need to recover possession inside their own half with Brooksby. Nice touch between Craddock and Hatfield. Ben Parker now on the ball as Guiseley coolly recover possession, then send it down the left-hand side. That's a test for Brooksby to claim the ball. He does. He chases it down the left-hand side, but loses the flight of the ball just as he gets ahead of the defender. And in the end, Halifax can clear, but only hit touch with the clearance. And it's a throw-in for the Lions inside their own half.
It was a good idea from Danny Boschel a moment or two ago. They say Wayne Brooksby was making the run. It's what he was brought on to try and get in behind.
Now Halifax win the ball, or there's a bit of a tussle between Hamilton and Danny Lowe, looking to win the ball inside the Lions half. Danny Lowe actually comes out on top of that, and the ball goes back to Stephen Drench, who then in turn actually tries one of those trademark low clearances, and it goes straight out into touch.
Yeah, it's been a little bit scrappy, hasn't it, the last 5-10 minutes or so?
54 minutes gone, one each. First goal in the Vanarama National North, the second half. Hensford 1, Gloucester 1. The ball's picked up now by Guiseley. It's gone all the way back to Stephen Drench, into the feet of Rob Atkinson. He chips the ball forward, looking for Brooksby. Can't win it. Tracking back from Liam Dickinson. He clips the player. Is it Brooks who's down?
I think it is.
I can't see that there's any need for any action. Brooks has just got a bit of a knock on the ankle. Liam Dickinson held his hands up. The referee agrees.
He should be getting back up now, and he is doing so.
I think it's smarts, but it's...
pat on the back from the captain and keeper, Matt Glennon.
Yeah.
And he's all right to run it off.
Fair play to him. He didn't make a meal out of it, did he? Just got straight back up there, and away we go again. Glennon now plays the ball forward up towards the edge of the 18-yard box, headed away by Toulson. It's not a clean header, and it's come back here to McManus on the edge of the 18-yard box. He plays it to Roberts. Roberts on the left-hand side curls the ball in low into the 6-yard box, and it's held by goalkeeper Stephen Drench.
Yeah,
Sorry, go on, Chris.
I was just going to say, beat Brooksby a little bit too easy there, but the crossing wasn't a good one.
The ball up to Liam Dickinson. Surely he's been pulled by Matty Brown, and Matty Brown had his hands on his shoulders and is shaking his head at the referee's decision, but it was fairly clear-cut, that one, you could say.
Yeah, Liam Dickinson completely agreed, funny enough, to the point where he was applauding the referee. Don't see that often. Maybe needs one of those special green cards that we're trialling Serie B.
4 players for Guiseley to aim for. This is a free kick midway through the Halifax half. Slightly on the right-hand side. Wayne Brooksby delivers up towards the penalty area. It's a good delivery, headed on towards the edge of the 6-yard box before it's a good header clearance. Not quite sure who got the connection. Might have been Rob Atkinson. The counter-attack on now for Halifax. But a good interception there from Danny Lowe. Gets the ball down the left-hand side. Liam Dickinson chases. Forces the clearance. Guiseley pick up the second phase once again. Atkinson's still up there. And trying to do some fancy footwork down the left-hand side at the moment. He's up against the tenacious Julian Banton. In the end, Guiseley win the throw. And forward comes Ben Parker to take the throw for Guiseley midway through the Halifax half.
He's done quite well there, hasn't he, Rob Atkinson? Although I don't think he's familiar with fancy footwork apart from an opposition player.
The ball goes from the feet of Liam Dickinson towards Ben Parker. It's intercepted. Bolton launching the ball into touch. Guiseley get the throw again, though. Home fans in good voice here, cheering the side on because they sense there could be a goal in the offing here. If Guiseley can just continue a bit of pressure that they've had since this second half. Kicked off. Meanwhile, Will Hatfield is going the wrong way. Under pressure. Halifax defend and close down, but Guiseley get the second phase back again here. Craddock from distance takes a shot. It was low, takes a deflection. He struck it well, but it never got any distance before Halifax closed it down. And then just when McManus thought he was starting a counter-attack for Halifax, great work from Wayne Brooksby, runs back and just takes the ball off McManus's feet. much to the frustration of the Halifax fans and the delight of the Guiseley fans. Now Brooksby runs at this Halifax back line onto the 18-yard box, into the area, takes a shot. It's not got any pace, and it's comfortable for Glennon in the end, but bright spell there from Wayne Brooksby.
Yeah, absolutely, very much so. It was a good little run forward, did well. I think was caught in two minds with trying to pull the ball back across. There was no real support there, so he went for goal. I'd say not enough to trouble Matt Glennon, a goalkeeper as experienced as he is.
There's quite a few goals going on in the National at the moment. We'll just bring those through to you. First of all, Aldershot 1, Welling 0. Borehamwood 0, Bromley 2. Gateshead 2, Wrexham 1. Kidderminster 1, Torquay 1. Southport 2, Tranmere 2. Southport were leading 2-0 in that. Barrow 1, Lincoln 0. Halifax have a throw midway through the Guiseley half with Roberts to take. He throws it infield and gets the ball back as the Shaman look to create a bit of pressure of their own. But a good tackle comes in from Ryan Toulson to rob the ball back. And now Guiseley with a bit between their teeth, running down the right-hand side. Hatfield chips the ball forward of Brown. Brown makes sure his body's between Hatfield and the ball, and it goes out for a throw-in for Halifax in left-back position. There's a couple in the National North. Hensford 2, Gloucester 1 now. And Fylde 2, FC United 0. Harrogate are now 2-1 up against North Ferriby. Halifax are pressing down this left-hand side. CJ Hamilton trying to keep the ball in play on the left flank. Is unable to do so. Oh, he does so, rather. And then just as he does keep it in play, and Jake Lawler was taking the ball away, just had a tug at Jake Lawler and trying to win the ball back, and the referee has given Guiseley a free kick.
Yeah, I didn't see much in that at all, to be honest, because Lawler was away regardless, so he was going to bring the ball clear. In the end, it's just let Halifax regroup, really.
I think he's had a decent game, the referee, today.
You say that so far. Long way to
well,
go.
You know, call it as we call it. Hibbs now for Halifax. Plays the ball on the right-hand side. Yeah, I've just jinxed him into giving a very dodgy penalty to Halifax, haven't I?
I was just thinking, was that just me being a bit cynical all of a sudden with the quality of referee? Now, to be fair, he has done a decent job so far. He's got everything right, really.
Meanwhile, he's just given Halifax a free kick inside the centre circle. Ironic cheers from the Halifax fans. James on the receiving end of the challenge. The blue shirts go towards the edge of the 18-yard box as they look to get onto this ball. James actually walks away, and it's I think it's going to be Matty Brown who'll take this one. He delivers the ball forward anyway, up towards the edge of the 18-yard box. And it's headed back by Jake Lawler to Stephen Drench.
Yeah, he's done well there, Lawler, under pressure from number 40, Matty Brown.
Clearance from Drench. Upfield towards Liam Dickinson. Dickinson flicks the ball up in the air. Jake Lawler tries to close this one down. Good battling from Will Hatfield in that final third. Guys, you get the ball into the area. Craddock can't get on the end of it before Glennon comes out. It was a lovely little reverse pass by Hatfield to try and pick out Craddock, who had made a lovely run, but it was just beyond Craddock, and comfortable in the end for Glennon to get there ahead of the Guiseley striker.
Beautiful bit of vision, though, from Liam Dickinson to even think about sliding the ball through there. It would have been eye of the needle stuff, and he got it through all right, just a little bit too much on it.
Now Guiseley winning the ball back inside their own half. I'd imagine Neil Aspin will want to change this round shortly, because since the second period, I think the Lions have had the better of the play.
We've seen a lot more of the ball, that has to be said.
Wayne Brooksby, the change that was made at half-time, has certainly brought a different perspective to the attack. That pace behind the line. Now, good touch from William Dickinson, brings in Hatfield. Hatfield's got 3 ahead of him, so he has to go square now. Back to Liam Dickinson. He drills across the ball, across the face of the 6-yard box. It's cleared, but only as far as Ryan Toulson. Again, Guiseley picking up the second phase. Need to capitalise on this spell of play here, the Lions. Danny Boschel. Boschel looks for the pass into the area. He plays it in towards Craddock. Craddock collects, but again, back to goal. Can't control. Bounces up, and it's claimed by Matt Glennon.
Yeah, it was asking a little bit much, I think, there of Tom Craddock. The ball forward from Boschel was a decent one, but in that position, Craddock, let's face it, didn't have any options there.
There will be a change for the Shaman shortly even. It's a bit like a tongue twister. Guiseley, meanwhile, just can't get the ball clear inside their own half. Danny Lowe has just lofted it forward. Danny Boschel doesn't get the aerial battle won between him and Hibbs, and in the end, guys, he concede the throw on the right-hand side. The visiting fans urge their side to get a goal back into this game with it one each at the moment. Hibbs going down the right-hand side up against Lawler. Lawler wins the tackle, but at the expense of the throw.
Yeah,
62 minutes gone.
We need to stay tight, don't we? Let's not concede.
Throw in.
Easier said than done, of course.
Banton will take. On the right-hand side, he sends it short, goes for the return ball. In the end, it's very, very poor, actually, from Halifax, that. And it's out for a goal kick.
Substitution's going to happen. Number 17, I think that is. So Josh McDonald replacing 15, Kevin Roberts. So it's the right back that's going off.
Well, it doesn't surprise me that they're going to change things round. Does that mean a technical, a formation change? Possibly.
You look at it and, as I say, Roberts has been playing at right back, right wing back, whichever way you want to look at it, and they brought on McDonald, who is an out-and-out winger. So it's going to be interesting to see which side he goes on to.
4-4-2 now for Halifax. The ball goes forward up towards Liam Dickinson, and once again he's trying to win it. He goes down this time, referee's not interested at all. Halifax can come away with it here with Hamilton, and the middle of the park has a run up at Danny Boschel, who holds him up. The ball goes in the direction of Brooks, but it's beyond him, and Ryan Toulson can clear up towards Liam Dickinson. Inside the Halifax half, he takes control of the ball, having a tremendous game again today, Liam Dickinson. Chests the ball down. It's back here with Danny Boschel. Danny Boschel plays the ball over the top, looking to release Tom Craddock down the left-hand side. Bolton does enough to clear, but guys, you get the second ball back once again. This time, Liam Dickinson's pass towards Parker is too heavy, and it's a Halifax throw in right-back position.
The right idea, though, again, for me, Liam Dickinson has been absolutely outstanding in this game. He really has, and he has been over the last 3-4 games we've had since he came into the side for his first start away at Chester on the Bank Holiday Monday.
He's got the pedigree, and he's beginning to show the quality since his goal, actually, in the playoff final.
He's not necessarily what you class as a goal threat, but what he brings to the side is so valuable. It's something that we were really struggling to have in the side beforehand.
And guys, you win the ball in the halfway line, but the header from Jake Lawler goes straight to Hibbs. Now there's a chance for the substitute, Josh McDonald, to run at the Guiseley back line down the right-hand side. Two up against him, including Ben Parker. The Guiseley captain shackles him, holds him up, but McDonald keeps going. He runs and plays the ball back here to Banton. It's square now to Hibbs. Hibbs cuts in field, some distance from goal. Guiseley now back in defensive shape. Hibbs forced away by Jake Lawler, but picked up now by McManus on the left-hand side. McManus tries to put the ball through the feet of Brooksby. Good tackle comes in as it goes towards the feet of Brooks. It's Halifax still in possession of the ball on the halfway line. And battling on that halfway line is Danny Boschel. And then there's a little trip on Will Hatfield. And guys, he win the free kick just inside their own half.
Yeah, it's a chance possibly for the likes of, as we can see, Rob Atkinson making a way forward. Steve Drench coming out of his goal up to, let's face it, a couple of yards away from the halfway line to take this free kick. So we've got to hope that the delivery is a good one.
Looks like we're going to see another change. I think it's Adam Boyes who's warming up and getting kitted up, ready to come on.
Who would be your man to go off for me?
Possibly
Probably Craddock, yeah.
In the meantime, we'll take the free kick. Stephen Drench right out of his goal to take this one on the halfway line into the penalty area. Defended again by Halifax. Hoisted up in the air as Danny Boschel this time retains the second face for Guiseley. But in the end, he can't prevent it going out for a Halifax throw. No time for the sub just yet, possibly. Referee just stopping things. Just having a word with Kingsley James. And it is Adam Boyes who is coming on. And he will replace Tom Craddock. He's had an industrious evening.
You're not used to these evenings.
No, I'm not evening to these afternoon evenings. After evenings. He's had an industrious one, but he's, again, just lacked the goal I'm sure he'll have been looking for from his start. Adam Boyes on in his place. Guiseley now win the ball With Jake Lawler sending it out towards Boys, but it's just beyond him and out for a throw to Halifax. A couple of goals in the Boreham Wood game. Boreham Wood 1, Bromley 3. Boreham Wood got one back in that match, but Bromley scored the third.
Of course, that's the game between the two sides that came up from the
South.
National League South as it is now.
Halifax on the ball inside the Lions half, but they lose the ball and give it straight back to Jake Lawler. But Liam Dickinson's touch when he collected on the halfway line, just a little heavy. Halifax win the ball back. All the way back here with Glennon. The goalkeeper lofts it up towards Burrow. Burrow's flicked it on, and it's helped away by Ben Parker. Well, back in towards Ben Parker territory this time, though. He's up against CJ Hamilton. He's forced to put the ball behind for a corner. And the Halifax fans urge their side on as they make a rare foray into this Guiseley penalty area. Guiseley now have to defend as they face a corner from the right-hand side. 1-1.
Plenty of blue shirts going forward for this one.
5 in the penalty area. Whipped in, helped away by Danny Lowe. And then there's a chase on here for Wayne Brooksby to complete the clearance, which he does really well. Up towards Adam Boys. McManus has to be alive to the danger of Boys and does well. Gets the ball out here to Banton. And it's played forward now as Halifax in possession here with Matty Brown on the halfway line. Look to keep the pressure up on Guiseley from that foray forward. Waiting for the ball to go long here. Matty Brown's got time and space to pick out a pass, which he does. Sends it up in the air, flicked away by Rob Atkinson at the expense of a throw, and Halifax now just having a little spell of their own.
It's currently the Shaymen's time to press and to try and get themselves into the lead in this game. Finally balanced, though.
McManus, short. There's a slip from Brooks, picked off by Wayne Brooksby, but Brooksby's really stuck at his task against Brooks, and a little turn on the ball, and he gets the ball clear. Good work there from Wayne Brooksby again defensively. But then as the ball goes forward from Halifax, returned into the Guiseley penalty area, it's a halt to play because there's an offside flag up.
Yeah, you shouldn't be offside in that situation. You can hear the frustration from the Halifax fans because, you know, when Guiseley are clearing the ball long, you can see that it's going to come straight back towards you. You've got to get back onside though in that situation, otherwise it just gives away possession as it has done.
Good clearance from Stephen Jench, but Liam Dickinson didn't quite follow the flight of the ball there, really. And it's gone out for a Halifax throw. Dickinson frustrated with himself. Kidderminster 1, Torquay 2 in the National. Ooh. And a couple in the North. FC United now trailing 3-0 at Fylde. And Alfreton 2-1 up against Worcester. Still 1-1 here. Halifax on the attack, actually. Hamilton, square here to Brooks. Brooks and Hamilton combine. Hamilton chases this one. Ryan Tilson forced to put the ball out for a throw. Just up from the corner flag. On the left-hand side as Halifax are attacking this Guiseley goal.
Yeah, they don't seem to have the option of a long throw, and as I say that, I think McManus is going to wind this one up.
19 minutes to go. One each. Throw in. Shaman don't take it in the right place. They are looking to craft out a different angle. Referee Ian Hussin forcing them back to, well, effectively 2 yards up from the corner flag. So they've got to take a different angle. This time Wayne Brooksby steps across, wins the ball back off Hamilton, gets it up here to Dickinson, plays the ball down to Hatfield. Hatfield keeps running with the ball. Great tackle comes in on him from Brown. Big claims for a free kick from the home crowd, but that was a superb tackle, I would say, from Matty Brown.
Yeah, absolutely, completely agree with you there. Superb sliding tackle, got all of the ball, and to be fair, not a great deal of Will Hatfield. Great tackle.
A free kick from the goal kick, or the ball from the goalkeeper's hands, in fact, is launched into the Halifax area. Can you tell we're amateurs?
Speak for yourself.
Yeah. Up to Wayne Brooksby. Sorry, I don't mean to upset your professional code. You'll have the union on me, will you? Tom Feeney up here is full of professionals today, haven't we?
Yeah, he's made a rare appearance.
Halifax, meanwhile, if they're still listening, have got the ball on the halfway line.
They switched off a long time ago.
And Guiseley are, got a bit of work to do here. Hibbs plays the ball down the right-hand side. It's up towards Hamilton. Burrow closes down Drench when Lowe sends the ball back to the goalkeeper. Drench clears. Again, it's a Halifax throw. It lifts those visiting fans who again raise the noise a little bit for their side. And the Guiseley fans are responding in some voice too. And there's a couple of other goals, I think. Is that what you're talking about? Woking 2, Forest Green 0. So Woking 2-0 up against Forest Green.
I can't make it a perfect 10 at this rate then.
Guiseley, meanwhile, having to defend down this right-hand side. Good work, actually. Takes the ball away from, I think it was Hamilton. And then it sends it back to Stephen Drench. Drench has shanked the clearance, though, straight to Brooks, to Burrow. Burrow now some distance from goal, goes back, actually gives it to James. Good work, though, from the Shaman. They get the ball out here to McManus on the left-hand side. James goes for the overlap. McManus cuts infield. Tackle comes in from Wayne Brooksby, but still Halifax in possession of the ball. McManus, now James, on the edge of the 18-yard box, gets a shot away, straight into Danny Boschel, I think, who's taken it full in the midriff, shall we say. And just needs a couple of moments to catch his breath.
It's not the only thing he's going to have to catch when that was walloped in towards him.
Nuneaton 3, Stalybridge 2 in the Vanarama National. Nuneaton were down to 10, I think, weren't they, in that game at half-time? They had taken a 3-0 lead, so Stalybridge making a recovery there. One each here with 15 minutes to go. Guiseley now defending. They had a good spell in the second half, but Halifax have had the better of the last 5. And now CJ Hamilton has just earned his side a corner. And Guiseley are having to dig a little deeper than they were earlier on in this half.
Yeah, the Shaman really starting to put the pressure on.
Corner comes in from this left-hand side. Into Brooks. Brooks now go down to the touchline. Curls it back across the face of goal. It's flicked back in again. Picked up now by McDonald, the substitute. Curls it in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Just beyond Burrow and into the arms of Drench. But there were gasps from the home fans as they thought just possibly Burrow was going to sneak in there. Drench now rolls it out to Ben Parker. He gets the ball up to Adam Boyes, whose name we haven't mentioned too often because the ball hasn't been up his end of the field. Hatfield then drills this one in. It takes a wicked deflection and just takes itself beyond the upright and behind for a corner to Guiseley, but welcome relief and a sharp counter-attack. And had fortune smiled a little more favourably, that deflection might have gone anywhere else than behind the goal.
Yeah, absolutely. It was an excellent counter-attack from the Lions. So that deflection.
Corner comes in towards Danny Lowe. Saved on the line, forced behind. And it's another Guiseley corner, but a good header from Danny Lowe from the corner from Wayne Brooksby. Cleared off the line, and it's another Guiseley corner.
Yeah, what are the odds on either Danny Lowe or Ryan Toulson perhaps having a big say in this last, what we got, 15 if that?
Yeah, 15 minutes to go. Still one each.
What a chance that was for Danny Lowe to get on the score sheet against his former side. It's a good header.
Referee just having a word with Adam Boyes and Banton, I think, in the box. Just trying to unpick some sort of edifying tussle. Free goal corner will come in now from this left-hand side. Guiseley have got 6 white shirts all on the edge of the 6-yard box. It's hit towards the back post. Jake Lawler wins the header. It's back into the area and eventually headed behind. This time,
Surely.
A corner should have been given. Referees made a mistake. And it's given us a goal kick.
Absolutely, for me, that came off
Pretty clear cut, wasn't it?
It did come for Halifax head. Referees missed that one.
Hatfield now picks up the ball after a good header from Ben Parker. James defends it well, though, and the ball's taken away by Halifax. And Brooks tries to keep it in play, but can't. And Guiseley get the throw on the halfway line.
Yeah, Brooks looked a little bit terrified then when he saw the mountain that was Liam Dickinson charging towards him.
Woking 2, Forest Green 1. So it's a recovery on perhaps for the leaders. Guiseley 1 each at the moment. Ball's up to Liam Dickinson. It's headed back into Guiseley's half. Atkinson to Toulson. Guiseley under a bit of pressure here from Burrow, but Atkinson shows a cool head. Threads the ball through to Jake Lawler. Lions just trying to build the ball patiently up. Urged on by the home fans to go more direct, but Danny Boschel prefers just to keep passing the ball, and Jake Lawler eventually sends it long towards Wayne Brooksby. He can't win the header on that occasion. And this time Bolton does. McManus does, rather. He sends it down. Burrow flicks on. Picked up now by Hamilton. Hibbs to the right-hand side. Guiseley now having to defend because McDonald comes forward. He chips the ball rather waywardly forward and beyond everyone behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, probably the worst cross of the night, in honesty. Wasn't a great ball in, was it?
Chester 1, Grimsby 0. So Chester have taken the lead at home to Grimsby. Nuneaton 4, Stalybridge 2 now in the north. Interesting results. I remember Forest Green are losing by 2-1 at Woking. Anyone can pop up with a late equaliser against Woking, though, can't they?
Yeah, and you would not write Forest Green off doing something similar to what we did, to be honest, the way they've started this season.
Jake Lawler, the man who scored that goal, just on the ball. Now it's up towards Liam Dickinson. It's cleared by Halifax and then lofted forward rather untidily here. Passage of play by Guiseley. Eventually the Lions get the ball on the deck with Ryan Toulson, but his ball in towards Jake Lawler is intercepted by Burrow, and it's again a bit of a scrappy passage of play that Brooks picks up, plays the ball into Burrow. Hamilton picks the ball on the left-hand side. Well watched by Danny Lowe. And Hamilton's threat, I don't know if I dare say that, seems to have dissipated somewhat since those opening spells.
Oh, you've set us up now, haven't you?
Yeah, I know. Why did I say that? Brooks now into James. James to Hamilton, but his touch again is not quite what he would have hoped. And guys, you take the ball away here with Jake Lawler. Lawler plays it out here to Danny Bosch, who's on the right flank inside his own half. Little ball in here to Wayne Brooksby. But guys, he's trying to patiently build up play. A nod on here to Liam Dickinson. He plays it to the right-hand side where Danny Boschel is. And then the referee gives the throw to Halifax.
That's just ridiculous.
And possibly it took a deflection off Danny Boschel, but certainly didn't look like it from here, did it?
How can he see from there what we've got a much better view of here?
Well, the assistant will have given it. Throw goes from McManus. Back to the goalkeeper, Glennon. Liam Dickinson. He lofts his arms and it seems to spook Glennon. And Glennon hits touch rather poorly with the clearance.
Yeah, just like that listener's cat. I think Glennon then was easily spooked.
Nuneaton 3, Stalybridge 2. It wasn't 4. I think I announced it as 4, but apparently it's now corrected. That's actually still 3-2. Toulson chips the ball up. Dickinson chests it down. Jake Lawler into the box. It's tripped. Guiseley win the penalty. And Guiseley have a penalty. And I don't think there can be too much complaint about that one. It was a good flick on from Dickinson. Lawler was in the box. And a late challenge on him. And the Lions have the chance to take the lead from the spot.
Yeah, and it's all about Liam Dickinson, isn't it? What a brilliant little chest down and layoff. And it's him that's picked up the ball to take this penalty. He's got one this season. We are praying that he can get another.
Dickinson, 10 minutes to go. The key moment in the game. Now, can Guiseley go 2-1 in front? Dickinson from the spot after Jake Lawler was felled in the box. Dickinson steps up, drills it in, bottom right-hand corner, and Guiseley go in front. It's Guiseley 2, Halifax 1.
Absolutely terrific penalty from Liam Dickinson. Low and hard, bottom right. 2-1 to the Lions. And what a way to celebrate as well. Slides on his knees in front of the supporters over on that far side. Absolutely brilliant.
Well, it's going to be interesting now, isn't it? Guiseley back in front the first time, I think. Is this the first time we've been in the lead since that Kidderminster game back in August?
Yeah.
Every other time. We've been trailing every other time, haven't we?
No, Torquay.
Yes, we led at Torquay, yeah.
But still, this is the first time we've come from behind to lead, at least. And as you say, the first time at home.
So Guiseley, 2-1 up now after being trailing 1-0 in this game and at one point looking like they were second best. Certainly in the first 20 minutes or so, they've got themselves back into this match. Halifax now will see if they can do the same. 9 minutes to go. The Lions left it late on Saturday to equalise. Don't want the same thing to happen to them here at Nethermore. Dickinson is pulled over he's pulled over by Brown, but the referee doesn't give it. This means that Hibbs can come forward for Halifax. But a controversy there again. On the right-hand side, the ball with Banton. Banton into the feet of Brooks. The ball goes forward into Hamilton. Now here to James. Halifax pressing now as Guiseley sit a little bit too deep here. James into the edge of the 18-yard box. He's up against Toulson. Takes a deflection off Hatfield. Bounces off Toulson. It will be a corner to Halifax.
That could have gone anywhere. It really could.
Now the ball on this left-hand side for the corner for Halifax as they look to get back onto level terms immediately. A corner for the Shaman. Whipped up to the back post. Banton's there. Heads high and wide. For a moment you could just see it, couldn't you? Lurking at the back post in plenty of space, but he didn't connect with the ball at all well.
No, he didn't at all, did he? Went up too early. Going to see the last substitution for Guiseley and one for the visitors.
Yeah, it's all changed, isn't it, for Guiseley. Nicky Boschel will come on. And who is coming off? Is that Danny Boschel?
Yep.
Yes, Danny Boschel. Okay, that's a
sibling swap.
Sibling swap, but positionally not the same. So Danny Boschel comes off. Nicky Boschel's coming on. And there is going to be a Halifax substitution at the same time as both sides decide to roll the dice once more. And this time it's Connor Hughes who will come on for Kingsley James.
Yeah, so it's a winger on for a holding midfielder for Halifax. Just going to be interesting to see how Nicky Boschel's introduction will change things formationally for Guiseley.
Jake Lawler's now, what? Jake Lawler, I don't know quite what will happen here. I think it'll go 4-2-3-1 here. We've got Jake Lawler and Hatfield. Nicky Boschel in the hole, Adam Boyes on the left, Wayne Brooksby on the right, and Liam Dickinson up on his own.
Yep. Absolutely. Or something very similar with perhaps Nicky Boschel on the left and then Boyes and Dickinson up front. The option is there, but as you say, it certainly looks to for now like it's a 4-2-3-1 and trying to solidify the midfield and win the battle in the centre of the park.
Goal kick's taken, takes a deflection off a Halifax man. It's a Guiseley throw, which Ryan Toulson is sprinting to take at a very slow pace. As Guiseley try to hold on to this 2-1 lead. About 6 minutes to go, so a rather poor exchange between Toulson and Brooksby. And it means that Halifax have a throw in left back position. It's taken up towards Burrow. It's beyond everyone, actually. Atkinson wins the ball back briefly. Hamilton wins it too. Atkinson tries to lunge to win the ball back for Guiseley and does so. Hatfield now on the ball inside the centre circle for the Lions. And it's sent back from Ben Parker to Stephen Drench. Lofted long up towards Boyes. Boyes can't win that one. Banton can. Picked up now by Hibbs. Good tackle from Hatfield on the halfway line. And Guiseley again have to put the effort in to win the ball back as Halifax try to press up the tempo somewhat of this game from their perspective and try to force the Lions into an error inside their own half. It's played back to Stephen Drench by Jake Lawler, flicked up in the air now by Nicky Boschel, but he sent the ball towards Adam Boyes, but it just wouldn't land in the right place. The Lions do need the front men to work hard now as Halifax get down the right-hand side. McDonald out to the right flank where Hamilton is. Hamilton cuts in field, looks for options, chips the ball in towards the centre of the penalty spot, and it's headed away by Toulson, but Guiseley can see possession, much to the frustration of the home fans. Hamilton goes down to the byline, crosses straight across the face of the 6-yard box, and it's gone beyond everyone. It'll be out for a Guiseley throw in right-back position, but we can't afford any defensive slips like that.
No, we can't. It was a good little bit of play from CJ Hamilton, the man that's been, touch wood, relatively quiet in this game. In the second half, sorry, yeah. That's what I meant. But as you say, we've got to stay tight, we've got to stay organised. Halifax are bound to continue pressing and pressing hard.
Toulson, headed away by McManus, chipped up in the air by Hatfield, and then Liam Dickinson has gone to ground, and Brown, who pushed him, is just being spoken to by the referee, just as tempers flare a little bit. There's a little bit of nonsense there, but it just uses up a few seconds. But I think it was a free kick in the first instance. As it is, it's a free kick to Halifax on the halfway line. 3 minutes to go. Glennon will take, and there's a whole host of blue shirts on the edge of that 18-yard box. This one's played in, helped away by Liam Dickinson. Super defensive challenge from the Guiseley frontman. And it's out for a Halifax throw.
Excellent from Liam Dickinson. Terrific defending on that occasion.
McManus is going to launch this one long, isn't he? He's just drying the ball, goes back to the fence, launches the ball in. It's flicked on into the 6-yard box, but it's comfortably claimed by Stephen Drench without too much pressure. Brown's header, or his flick on, came to no avail, and now Guiseley need to get the ball up and into the Halifax half, but Drench can't pick out Adam Boyes. Does so well normally, Stephen Drench, to pick out the man in the flanks.
I was just about to say, is it me or has Stephen Drench's distribution been a little bit off key compared to normal?
Good work here from Dickinson to win the ball back temporarily, and then a free kick's given to Halifax as they swarm around him to win the ball back. Glennon will come out to the edge of the 6-yard box, the centre circle rather, and will launch this one forward. He lofts it towards the penalty spot. Guys, you're now going to feel the full force of Halifax's attacking efforts. And they come down this right-hand side. There's a flag goes up, and a free kick has been given by the assistant on that far side, Alan Bennett. He claims that there was a tug on, I think it was McDonald, was it, on that right-hand side?
Yeah, I think it was. McDonald, to be fair, I think he was away.
They'd probably prefer the advantage, wouldn't they?
Yeah, absolutely. As it is, guys, you can try and organise, but again, every blue shirt is in and around the 18-yard box, apart from one.
Last minute of normal time. Guiseley having to defend a free kick. It's about level with the edge of the 18-yard box on the right-hand side. Referee's just getting a 2-man wall back. There's, 4 or 5 blue shirts, 3 on the edge of the 6-yard box, 2 just in the space between that and the edge of the penalty area. This one's whipped in towards the back post, headed on by Danny Lowe. Finds McManus at the back post. He gets the ball back into the penalty area, finds Hamilton. Hamilton goes down towards tries to get down to the touchline. He's lost possession of the ball. Guys, he get the interception away. And it's out. And it's out for a Halifax throw.
We don't want to see 8 minutes this time.
Yeah, let's hope we got different fourth official than on Saturday, eh? McManus with the throw. Again, long into the area. Up again for Brown to flick on. Comfortable for Drench to claim. I have a feeling it's going to say 4. I'm going to bet 4.
Yeah, you're probably not wrong. Well, that's what we expected on Saturday, and look what we got. 3. I think it's 3.
Aha. I'll take that. 3 minutes to go. Can Guiseley cling on? 2-1 up here at home to Halifax. Tackle comes in here from Wayne Brooksby as he looks to win the ball inside the final third, but he can't hold on to the ball. Now's a chance here for Hamilton to come away with the ball. He's tackled at first instance by Atkinson, and a super tackle from Atkinson on 2 occasions to win the ball for the Lions back. And Rob Atkinson now eventually can get the ball forward. A rather enthusiastic challenge from Connor Hughes to try and win the ball back for Halifax. Results in a free kick, and Guiseley will look to calm things down.
He's just kicked out of Brooksby. He's hot-headed, I think.
Well, it was a rather, I wouldn't describe it as a kick, it was more like a tap. But rather impetuous stuff. Yeah, it's unnecessary from his perspective, because they want to get the ball up the other end, don't they?
Got to be wondering what Neil Aspin's thinking at this stage.
2 minutes to go of the final of the 3 added. So we've had a minute of the final 3. Guiseley leading by 2-1. The free kick from Drench into the penalty area, nodded on by Liam Dickinson, collected by Matt Glennon. Glennon lofts the ball up in the air, high, looking for Burrow. Lowe looks to challenge, does well, wins the ball. Jake Lawler inside the Guiseley half, exchanges passes, gives it to Will Hatfield. Very, very busy day Will Hatfield has had. He's been excellent. The ball out here to Liam Dickinson. Dickinson back here towards Toulson. Toulson sold a little short with the pass, but puts a full foot through it to ensure that Guiseley retain possession. Stephen Drench up now towards Adam Boyes. The header from Banton falls kindly here for Nicky Boschel, who tries to help it out towards Wayne Brooksby. Brooksby goes down to the corner flag and then is pushed in the back. And that'll be a free kick, surely, to Guiseley.
He's done very well there as Wayne Brooksby just uses his pace, gets around the defender. What was that, the attendance? 1184?
Yeah, 1184.
Excellent attendance for a Tuesday night game. I know it's a local rival and all that, but when you think of the recent home attendances, that is excellent.
Guiseley now with the free kick up by the corner flag. Get the ball back here to Brooksby. Brooksby gets it into the area, actually. Nicky Boschel has a spin in the box, goes down towards the byline, crosses, it's into the 6-yard box, it deflects off the Halifax defender just ahead of Wayne Brooksby. Ryan Toulson wins it back. Plays it down the right-hand side. Liam Dickinson is chasing for it too with Ryan Toulson. They all go down to the corner flag. There's a bit of a tussle just beyond our sight actually here. And in the end, the referee gives a throw in to Halifax. Wayne Brooksby wins it.
Tag team wrestling down in that bottom corner then, I think.
It's really heavy work going on from the Guiseley front players to try and keep Halifax inside their half. 2-1 to the Lions into the last few seconds of added time. Adam Boyes gets the ball out into touch. Mark Bowett will just throw the ball away from
Neil Aspin it whilst it was basically in Bauer's dugout then, trying to get the ball back.
Banton launches it down. And Guiseley managed to repel the attack once more.
Yeah!
And the full-time whistle goes. And Guiseley have picked up the 3 points here. CJ Hamilton got Halifax off to the perfect start after 9 minutes with a superb strike. But Guiseley grew back into the game. Will Hatfield equalised on 27. And then with just 9 minutes to go, Liam Dickinson coolly from the spot put Guiseley 2-1 up. The Lions hold out a valuable win in this crucial West Yorkshire derby. Guiseley 2, Halifax 1.
Well, it's easy as that, really, isn't it? Cracking performance from Guiseley, and then they were made to work very, very hard for it. It has to be said, Halifax came out well. They started excellently. They got the goal. Guiseley, as I said, we were a bit sluggish, but we've got ourselves into it. We got the equaliser. We looked to press on. Thankfully, we kept CJ Hamilton relatively quiet in that second half, which was a bonus because he had torn us to shreds, really, in the first. And then the penalty, it was a penalty. I can't wait to look on the forums and see how many people claim it was a dodgy penalty, to be completely honest. But from even where we were, you could see Stonewall. Dickinson steps up, terrific right-footed penalty, bottom corner. Glennon has no chance. As simple as that. Yeah, we had to hang on a little bit at times towards the end, but we defended well. We did what Woking didn't do on Saturday, which was keep all 3 points.
Well, that's a superb result for us as well, isn't it? Especially after the lack of wins that we've had since that victory over Kidderminster.
Yeah, 6 games.
We've put in some good performances, but we've either been turned over